brakes on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRUSH. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRUSH.
We are live at Target Field this afternoon. It's Jason. Welcome. We are here as the Twins are in the middle of a homestand, a hot, smoky day once again. But we are going to bring you the latest updates. We know right above us in the Twins offices, the wheeling and dealing and conversations and calls are happening as the players are warming up on the field right now.
And one specific player is Bailey Ober.
Yeah.
If you're watching with us online on YouTube, you can see Bailey out there running. Rumor mill has it that Bailey might be making the start tomorrow, coming off of the disabled list. He's out there throwing and warming up right now. So maybe a little bit of not quite breaking news, but news. If you're a Twins fan,
that's right. Seeing Bailey Ober throw is good.
It's a good thing.
And rumored to be starting tomorrow tonight. Likely to be a bullpen game for the Twins, and we'll have it all for you right here on CCO. So plenty of Twins development as those happen. You know, if a trade or something happens, you'll be the first to hear about it as we hear about it here at Target Field. Let's get started as I look out on this beautiful green, perfectly manicured outfield. A controversy in my own house, which I didn't even realize was that controversial until I posted about it this week. I pay my kid to mow my lawn. Do you? 651-461-9226. This is one of the most controversial topics in parenting. It is this debate over how do I handle allowance? How do I handle paying for chores? Do I pay for chores? This came to mind of me on Monday because Seth, who is the lawnmower, who gets paid $25 to mow the lawn, is in New York City this week, so I had to mow my own damn lawn. And I thought, you know what? $25 to mow the lawn doesn't feel like I'm paying that much money. If I hired someone, it probably cost $40, right? What can you hire someone? Well, I would never do that. I like mowing the lawn, but I also like teaching my kids about money, about responsibility. And so I pay. And I posted about this on my Instagram at DeRushJ. Why are you not following me on Instagram? And I was shocked by how many people who think that I'm a terrible parent. That you should not pay kids for doing chores that are part of the family. 651-461-9226. I mean, the main question I was asking, Dan, was whether $25 was like the right amount. Was I paying?
Sure.
Was I paying too much? I did not expect the conversation. That's sometimes the best conversation. I did not expect it to go the way that it was going to go. But to me, the question is $25 too much? Is it not enough? Am I hosing young Seth, 20-year-old Seth? I have found that paying him $20 or $25, I pay $25, that it's a strong motivator. He takes care of the lawn. I don't even have to ask. It just happens. He lives in New York City. He has to pay for his life. We pay for his school. He pays for his life. And so he is strongly motivated to save up that money to pay for life in New York City, college life. But a lot of people seemed outraged that I would pay a kid to do anything. That chores are something that should be just part of the family. Texters are coming through. Oh, Jonathan on YouTube saying, I wonder what Seth would say about the topic. I'm sure if I asked Seth if $25 is the appropriate amount, I would be disappointed if his answer wasn't anything but like, you're cheaping out and you should pay me more. Is this a case where the workers' opinion on this topic is not really relevant? This is sort of what I think. Tons of text on this coming in because I think we all have strong opinions on this for many reasons. One, we all think our style of parenting is correct and your style of parenting is wrong. And two, money is very personal for people, right? And the approach to kind of teach that, I think, is, I don't know. My view on this, nobody really knows what they're doing. We're all like trying to teach our kids the best way we can. 651-461-9226. My kids get a monthly allowance to learn how to manage money. They do chores because they are part of the family. We don't connect the two, says a 952er. Did you get allowance, Dan?
I absolutely did. Yeah. As a kid. Sure.
We don't.
But it wasn't, I will say it wasn't connected. Here's the list of responsibilities. And for doing so, there's an allowance that comes every week. It wasn't, we pay you for this. I actually tried, I remember very specifically at one point, putting together a bill for my parents. Here, I'll do, and it was all stuff that was over and above my regular responsibilities, but it was, I'll do this, 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 and this, and you should pay me this, 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 and for it. And they thought that was very humorous. Only I wasn't joking, but in their mind, I was.
They thought that was hilarious.
It was not going to work.
Let's go to my guy, Phil in Woodbury, who's on the CCO Talking text line, 651-461-9226. Phil, am I wrong to pay my kids to mow the lawn?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else out there, but can I tell you something?
Sure.
When I was working, when I was going through school, I had 3 jobs. I was paying rent at home. I was managing my dad's property at home. And then as I got older, I was managing the property up at the cabin. And I was paying them rent. So what kind of kid does that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I never know.
I'm not saying
well, you are saying that you're better.
A little bit.
I mean, a little bit. You're saying you're a little bit better.
Well, I'm just saying I did it because when I was growing up, he did enough for me. He fed me. He took care of me. They put clothes on my back, and they gave me a roof over my head. What more could you ask for?
That's pretty good. It's true. It's true.
Jay, I love you. I'm going to get going.
All right. I love you too, Phil. Thank you. That's Phil. Fantastic.
Who doesn't love Phil?
Oh, exactly. Opens up a line for you at 651-461-9226. $30, says a texter. 45 years? Maybe 45 acres? I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean there. I did not pay my kids to mow the lawn because they would have sucked at it. My parents did not pay me to mow their lawn. I was awesome at it. Yeah, I think. So we don't connect chores with allowance. Allowance just happens in our house. I agree with the texter who said, chores should be part of being part of the family. And here's why I never connected allowance to chores, because I did not want to have to withhold allowance if the kids didn't do their chores. I think if you connect it, you have to be willing to withhold payment. And to me, the idea of allowance was saying, like, look, you're part of the family. You get allowance because I want you to learn how to save money and to manage your money. And we forced our kids to do the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, which I think is fairly popular now. A third went into savings. A third went into a pot that had to be donated. So we had the save, share, spend. And then a third the kids could do with whatever they want. But mowing the lawn to me feels different. It's like power washing the house or mulching your gardens. Like, it's beyond the daily, like, washing and drying the dishes and cleaning your room and sort of the normal family chore stuff. Ugel on YouTube says $25 isn't a lot of money. It's a great tip. If you were short on cash, I'm sure Seth would still mow the lawn because his dad asked him to. I think that's true. Never paid my 2 boys for any chores, says a texter. Helping out in the home is part of the responsibility. When it came to allowance, I gave them an option. Do they want to trust me to give them the money they need, or do they want to take an allowance and be responsible for everything themselves? I think that's kind of interesting. We sort of did a hybrid on that. I'll explain that. More of your text and calls. Am I a dumb parent for paying Seth $25 to mow the lawn? Some of you might think I'm being a cheapskate. I should be paying him more. 651 461-9226. Drive Time is live at Target Field. Trade deadline around the corner. Will there be more moves than what we already saw yesterday? We'll be watching it throughout the show here on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Joe is a member of LiUNA Local 563.
As a skilled construction laborer, I help build roads, bridges, and public buildings. With LiUNA, I earn great pay and have full benefits, and the training is helping me be safer and more productive. I am now able to save money to support my family and buy my first home. If I can do it, you can too.
For better benefits, better pay, and free training, visit buildthenorth.com.
That first sip of coffee on a summer morning, sunshine, caffeine. What's better? How about water so good it makes your coffee jealous? Water from Aquarius, your authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Dave Lee for Aquarius. Enjoy sparkling dishes, soft, fluffy laundry, and worry-free water from every faucet, likely for less than your daily iced coffee. Enjoy up to 25% off a new Connecticut system and schedule your free water analysis at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-355-8282. That's 800-355-8282. Again, that's 800-355-8282.
Home title theft. It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert, and that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Jason DeRUSH.
He's representing the state, everything. He should be a model citizen.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Drive Time live on location at Target Field. We are in the left field concourse right now. It is Twins Ticket Tuesday also. Thought it'd be better to give away the Twins tickets at the Twins game. You know,
sure,
why not? When you hear the Win Twins sounder,
don't call now.
Caller number 3 will get a 4-pack of tickets. I heard on, I think Adam and Jordana, they do like caller number 46 or some nonsense.
What?
Have you ever heard them give it away?
No.
It's not caller number 3.
Well,
I feel like their producer works a little harder than you. He takes more than 3 calls.
let's I could tell you about their producer a little bit if we want to go down that road, but I'm kidding. I love Dave.
4-pack of tickets for Friday, August 8th against the Kansas City Royals. And if you win on this show, I will be at that game. So, like, I'll buy you a beer.
Hey,
how about that? So keep listening until we do that giveaway. There are going to be post-game fireworks on August 8th at 9. So pretty good. Twins.com/tickets if you want to buy your ticket. But keep listening here. We'll give those tickets away. We're talking about, as I look at the pristine, actually, you know what? Can I just say it, Dan?
Go ahead.
The Twins outfield looks like crap. For maybe the first time in 15 years at Target Field, this is the first time that I would feel fully confident in saying this. There are all of these blotches out here.
It's well cared for in terms of the mowing. Like, Seth does a
mowing
nice job
is
of your
great.
yard.
The lines look terrific.
They don't need Seth here, but yeah, there is like pock marks. And I don't know why that is.
Yeah, it's like chicken pox.
I will
is
say
what
this,
that-
it looks better than the last time we were here. Like that, those have grown in a little bit, but it's still, yeah.
it looks better. Like if you're asking Jason DeRusha as a high school sophomore if my acne looked better or not, like, yes. Does it look better? Sure. Do I still look disgusting? Also, yes.
Okay, DeRusha Seeds, how do you fix it then?
I mean, I don't know.
Come on.
The last time we were here, I asked, I'm like, what is this? What's happening? And
We did notice it right away.
And no one seems to know.
No.
All right, I said it. I'm not afraid, okay? A lot of people think I'm here to kiss up to the powers that be.
No, not you.
Heck no. I did text Seth in the break to ask if I thought, what did he think? Jonathan on YouTube asked me, to see what Seth thinks.
Yeah.
And Seth said that he thinks $25 is just right. Which, again,
It's kind of a little disappointing that he wouldn't.
Well, can you believe that? Or is that just like trying to kiss up to is he playing chess while I'm playing checkers?
Well, that's
You know what I
probably
mean?
a given. The question is, is it 3D chess? Are we?
We don't know.
Yeah.
We
What's the
don't
level here?
Yeah. So many texts on this topic. Jason, you might be teaching him to undervalue his worth. I pay a worker to mow the lawn, and it's a lot more than $25 per mow. Another texter wants to know if Seth is trying to play this, and does he try to mow the lawn every 2 hours?
Ooh, that'd be
Now
smart.
well, there will be a conversation. I do think this is a really interesting question. And for me, like this whole allowance, do you give allowance? Do you not give allowance? It is one of the bigger challenges in parenting because kids don't really know how to manage money until you teach them. And I do think back when we started the spend, save, share thing, it was fairly new. Now I think our kids are old now.
Yeah.
17 and 20. We've been
You're an old man. No question.
The other part, says a texter, is that kids need to learn that money comes from work. Now, it is funny to think back at sort of the different ways that I used to scam money as a kid. It's like my grandpa used to pay per grade. So I would get $1 an A. Now, a texter says, in junior and senior high school, my mom paid me $20 for an A. So I'm reading this and thinking like, I got hosed by my grandpa on this deal. But my grandpa would give me $1 an A. And what I would do is try to bring as many report cards as possible. Right.
Sure.
So like I was in some sort of gifted program, which, I think a lot of us who were in gifted programs as young people look at our lives now and think this isn't exactly, I think, what anybody was hoping for us. Afternoon radio show. Is that what the gifted program was hoping I was going to amount to? I don't know. But
some people are doctors, some people are engineers. You're a radio show host. I mean, come on, it all fits.
Yeah, putting that education to good use. But I would bring the report card from that and like try to get a couple extra bucks out of the deal.
Seems, reasonable to me.
Now, the other side of this, now this is the genius, because as a kid, you have to decide, are you going to take this deal?
Okay.
$20 for an A, $10 for a B. I owed $5 for a C, $20 for a D.
Ooh.
And then my life for an F. Yeah, well.
I mean, that might be a little dramatic at the end, but, that's fine.
I don't know. I think it went without saying, if I got an F, my mom would have killed me. Probably literally killed me. It was a different time. It was a better time, Dan, back in the day.
If death was involved, I don't think it was a better time. But
texters are saying, Jason, I pay my senior in high school $40, but he also does trimming and blowing the clippings out of the rocks in the street. The whole thing takes him about an hour. Yeah. I do bonus for the trimming.
Okay.
So if you do the trimming, you get an extra $5.
Seems reasonable.
I think it's good enough. Also, like the people who are like, don't pay. I think it's very interesting. Like, and I do get that argument. I don't piecemeal it like, oh, you did the dishes today. Here's $1. Like, I don't believe in that.
Sure. This is outside of the normal chores. Day to day.
It's sort of my view.
In your context, right? Everybody's life and family dynamic is different.
Yeah.
So, the folks that are saying, no, don't pay. Okay, maybe that works in the context that you're in. That doesn't mean it's the only way to do it. And it doesn't mean that it's the right way for everybody to do it.
88 degrees and sunny at Target Field. We're going to break. When we come back, new developments today that I am just fascinated by, because I'm at the age, and so many of you guys are right there with me, where you're sort of in this in between, still caring for kids and also caring for your parents. New evidence today on the best way that you can set yourself up to prevent dementia. We're going to go to Toronto, where a conference is going on right now. Our expert, our guy from the U of M, Joe Gogler, joins us in minutes here on CC.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
The Garage, a pontoon. That folding chair on your kid's soccer sideline. We turn any spot in Minnesota into your own personal stadium.
And Correa swings and drives one to deep left field. Arozarena looks up and it's into the bullpen.
Because sometimes the best view of the game doesn't involve a screen.
3-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, he struck him out. Jacks blew it right by him at 96.
Twins baseball. Heard here. Felt everywhere.
Here comes Byron Buxton. He will round. He will score.
News Talk 830 WCCO.
Thinking about buying or selling a business? The right legal team makes all the difference. At Helmuth & Johnson, our team specializes in sophisticated mergers and acquisitions, guiding you through every negotiation, contract, and closing with skill and precision. From due diligence to deal structuring, we are 100% client-focused, protecting your interests so you can focus on success. Big or small, we make complex transactions seamless. Visit hjlawfirm.com. That's hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side, for all of your business needs.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Check the back seat. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good, because every year dozens of children are forgotten in the back seat. Cars get hot fast and can be deadly, so get it in your head. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If you have trees to trim or need tree removal, call an ISA certified arborist. Call the CCO Land Company I use. B&M Tree Service, 1-800-569-9034, or get on the web, bnmtree.com.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
It's Chris Lindahl. Have you noticed that you're seeing even more of me lately? That's because everyone is finding out that the fastest way to a fresh start in life is to say yes to a guaranteed cash offer on your house. Get yours now at chrislindahl.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Got some problems on the west side of the metro. Update is brought to you by Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Crosstown westbound, it's closed as you make way past 494 due to an accident. A number of vehicles involved in this. Traffic being diverted onto 494, so get ready for the delays in that stretch. Again, Crosstown westbound at 494 closed right now. North 169 at 394, crash off to the right. That's jamming things up as you come up from Highway 7. South 169, Betty Crocker Drive. Traffic down to a single lane with the road work in place. Traffic using the left lane to make its way through the area. Tickets are available at TICasino.com or make a night of it with a hotel stay. Treasure Island offers the perfect escape with a variety of hotel rooms, package options, luxurious spa, action-packed gaming floor, and a variety of dining options. For tickets, more information, and to book a hotel stay, visit TICasino.com. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Go online before you go outside. HilltopCamper.com has what you need. We're here for new and used. We're here for service. We're here for the outdoors. Above all, HilltopCamper.com is here to help you and your loved ones make memories. HilltopCamper.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast brought to you by Hilltop RV. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Mostly cloudy conditions tonight. We fall back to 70. We'll be mostly cloudy tomorrow with rain showers across southern Minnesota and poor air quality across mainly extreme northern Minnesota. 79, that's the high tomorrow, and not humid. It's going to feel nice. We get the sunshine back on Thursday. Still no humidity, and it stays on the cool side with a high of 78.
86 at Target Field on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Man, all of us know that as we get older, you're not quite as sharp as you used to be. You're not quite as quick to recover as you used to be. Everything starts to change. So figuring out ways to live better as we get older is something that I am fascinated with. Personal interest, of course. That drives it, right? Like, I feel the clock ticking. And this new information that really confirms in a way that we've never seen before that a healthy lifestyle, being more active, challenging your mind, listening to scintillating conversations like the ones we have here, can help avoid Alzheimer's, avoid dementia. Our friend Joe Gogler, the head of the Center for Healthy Aging at the University of Minnesota, is with us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. And Joe is actually at this conference where this new information has just been presented. Joe, thanks so much for taking some time to be with us.
Yeah, as always, Jason, thanks for having me.
Man, how significant is this new information that really is just right in line with everything that you've been talking about with us before?
Yeah, I mean, it's the conference is abuzz with this information. I mean, it's been called a breakthrough finding, amongst others, recently in the space of brain health and Alzheimer's. And what makes this finding so important is that This is the first time that I'm aware of a study this rigorous, where it was an actual trial where they compared two groups randomly assigned over a 2-year period to examine really a combination of a combination lifestyle intervention that really focused on moderate physical exercise, cognitive exercise, health monitoring, and then a brain healthy diet. And that combined seemed to result in cognitive aging of 1 to 2 years younger for those who received this program, which is called Pointer, which is an acronym. So again, very exciting news. It's contributing more and more to what we understand about how to reduce risk for dementia and how to promote brain health as we get older.
You know, it is what so many questions come up, but one of the things to me that is most exciting is the fact that this study was so large, and it really involved people who are in their 60s and 70s. So it shows that I think we thought like, oh, once you're in your 60s or 70s, maybe it's too late to kind of make a significant difference. That's not what they found.
No, I mean, so it was, as you had mentioned, Jason, a very large study. It occurred over 5 sites across the U.S., so a diverse group of participants as well. Well over 2,000 people participated. Yeah, people aged 60 to 79, and they also had risk factors for potential cognitive decline. So these were individuals who had a sedentary lifestyle. They did not have a brain healthy diet, unfortunately, like so many of us don't.
Right. Yeah.
And then also they had two other cognitive decline and risk factors each. And so these were people at risk for potential dementia. And again, the fact that this combination lifestyle program seemed to improve their overall brain health, again, these are important findings.
And they did this study, as we talk with Joe Gogler from the University of Minnesota School of Healthy Aging. One was Center for Healthy Aging. One of the ways they did this study, so some of these people went through a pretty structured program, right? Prescribed a diet. They had weekly exercise regimen, some cognitive training over computer. They're attending meetings in person. So like, this is a pretty engaged program. This isn't, the best results were with those folks, but there were still good results with people who were sort of in a self-directed, I don't know. Sometimes I worry, Joe, the self-directed stuff is fantasy world, right? We all think we're going to be healthier eaters or more active, and then we find 27,000 reasons not to do it.
Yeah, to me, I think you hit the nail on the head with what to me is probably the most important aspect of the finding that could impact our lives, which is, as you had mentioned, the groups are randomly assigned like a flip of a coin to either go through the structured lifestyle program that included more monitoring. They had to have 38 team meetings with kind of these professional interventionists and navigators. They had to do these activity plans and such. So again, a much more structured program.
Is that realistic? Is that doable for most people?
Well, to me, and this is the issue, I would argue probably not.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be easy to scale a program like this that has that degree of professional insight. But the important aspect of the findings were that for the self-guided group, where it just included 6 peer team meetings, so these are meetings of just the older people themselves getting together, along with the publicly available education materials and ongoing encouragement of lifestyle changes, that those results were statistically similar and both beneficial. And it's clear that self-guided model is likely the one we can more easily disseminate, get out into all communities, and try to promote brain health more globally.
This is, at least at this point, this isn't enough to stave off Alzheimer's disease, right? This is more about preserving your executive function, your ability to organize, your ability to planning. Did they see any sort of major memory difference for people doing this sort of plan?
No, I think, as you mentioned, it was a 2-year program, and so their outcome really was this kind of cognitive function outcome.
Yeah.
The outcome was not dementia diagnosis or Alzheimer's diagnosis. Now, I think the long-term plan with this, and the Alzheimer's Association has indicated they're going to be investing significant amounts of money to follow these individuals up over time to likely track incidence of dementia and or relatedly Alzheimer's disease in these two groups. And, again, it's a picture that is starting to be painted about the fact that, dementia risk a significant percentage of it is modifiable. Roughly, an important paper had indicated 45%. And across the lifespan, if we engage in these brain healthy behaviors over time, managing cardiovascular risk factors, trying to stay stimulated cognitively and socially, a brain healthy diet, I mean, combining those factors together and over time, likely, again, maybe not prevent Alzheimer's entirely, but could certainly maybe offset the onset, and in terms of considering the entire population, reduce risk for all of us.
I don't know. It's pretty exciting stuff. And anything you think 1 to 2 years of difference, I think anybody as you age, you think like, oh, I would take that in a heartbeat. If I could be 1 to 2 years sharper just by making those sorts of adjustments, that is pretty powerful. And you even see this in the study, the fact that people didn't drop out, right? Like people were highly motivated by this.
Yeah, I think one of the most compelling aspects of this was hearing from the participants themselves and how they talked about how engaging in this lifestyle regimen, this lifestyle approach was just beneficial for their entire quality of life. As you could imagine, from, reducing waist size, just improving overall activity levels, everything. And so, again, these are all really compelling results. Again, much of the attention in Alzheimer's and dementia and brain health often focus on, what is the latest drug, what is the latest treatment, how are we going to diagnose it? But I would argue these non-pharmacological approaches are just as exciting and probably have even more relevance to our day-to-day lives.
All right. Make sure you're lifting weights, Joe, while you're off there at this. You're in Toronto, right?
Oh, I'm in Toronto. I am lifting weights. I'm just eating too much, so I better adhere to this lifestyle regimen.
It's all balance. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, for sure. Very good.
Yeah.
Joe Gogler, appreciate it. Really exciting stuff, and always I really value when you spend a little time with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it.
All right. It is hot at Target Field, 345 right now. I was absolutely shook last night by the death of a childhood idol. Probably my first sports idol died last night. I want to talk a little bit about Ryne Sandberg and why that hit me so hard. And I'd love to know who the Minnesota equivalent is. 651-461-9226. Drive Time with DeRUSH. Back in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hey, huge sale going on at my partner, J.H. & Sons at the Galleria in Edina. It's Jason here. You've been hearing me talk about J.H. & Sons for a while. Now is the perfect time, if you have never been to the store, to get to the Galleria in Edina. Up to 50% off all sorts of spring and summer collections, from casual polo shirts, short sleeve button-ups, linen pants, to spring and summer suits, unstructured jackets, shoes, all sorts of stuff on sale. J.H. & Sons is premium, man. It is top of the line. It is fantastic stuff. I want you to experience the service, experience the difference, because it is worth the premium to get that kind of understanding into what you need. Do you have a wedding coming up? Are you headed back to the office? Are you looking for a promotion? Maybe you should dress like it. J.H. & Sons can help you within your budget, within your fashion goals. These guys have been doing this in the Twin Cities for decades. The Halberstadt family started in St. Cloud. Now they're all over the upper Midwest, but they're so thrilled to be right here at home, taking care of you. Get to the Galleria. Get to their website if you'd like to sign up for their email list. You can be the first to know about special events and sales at jhandsons.com.
Grown-ups, aren't Sundays more fun without, can I have screen time? Can I have a snack? I don't want to go to Grandma's. It smells funny. And I'm bored. Bored is impossible on Kids Day at Target Field. The gate 30 for lawn is turned into Bullseye's backyard. Kids' meals are half off. Kids 12 and under can run the bases after the game. And Grandma's invited too. Enjoy your weekend wind-up with Sunday Kids Days, presented by Target. Join in at twins.com/tickets.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Thielen Meats of Piers is where tradition meets taste.
Family grown, employee owned. We've mastered the art of meat.
That's why we're the #1 meat market in Minnesota.
And we're located right here in Piers.
Check out our mouthwatering selection at thielenmeats.com.
Better yet, stop in and see for yourself. We're serving up love one cut at a time.
Thielen Meats, from our family to your feast.
No meals complete without Thielen Meats
of Piers.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Civil and construction to be aware of. Traveling south 169 as you move past Highway 55 toward Betty Crocker Drive. Traffic using the left lane. It is slow as you come down from Medicine Lake Road. North 169 at 394. Crash off to the right. It is slow there as you come up from Highway 7, and it's an accident with injuries. It has Highway 62 westbound at Baker Road currently closed. That's just beyond 494. Traffic is slow as you make way toward 494. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Choose Herbert and Gerbert's when you want fresh ingredients for a perfect sandwich like the Italian Flash or the Turkey Avocado Norma. Funky names that are full of flavor. And don't forget our hearty soups and chili. Stop by or order ahead online. HerbertandGerberts.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, forecast brought to you by Herberts and Gerberts. It is hot. It is hot at Target Field right now. At least we don't have to worry about storms. Tonight, low of 70. Tomorrow, 79, mostly cloudy. Southern Minnesota, you might have to worry about storms. And then nice on Thursday, 78, mostly sunny. Air quality could be a concern over the next couple of days, so we'll keep an eye on that. Right now, it is 86 and sunny on CCO.
Jason DeRusha.
I feel like I need to take some time off.
I think so, too.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
What a moment for a kid like me who grew up in suburban Chicago. Ryne Sandberg was the first athlete that I looked at and was like, I want to be Ryne Sandberg. He played second base. I played second base. He was good. I was not. The Cubs were not good. But in 1984, when I was 9. Every day after school, I couldn't wait to get home to turn on WGN to watch the Cubs because it'd be a day game, because that's what it was. There were no lights at Wrigley Field. He was, for any kid of my age, and probably draw a 20-year box around it, in a town where Michael Jordan, a little later, became the guy. Everybody wanted to be like Mike. For me, it was Ryne Sandberg. So last night when the Cubs announced that Ryne Sandberg had died, he had pancreatic cancer. Well, I don't know when it was diagnosed, but he first started treating it last year. Man, it just is heartbreaking. And it did have me thinking about you. Because in Minnesota, I think there has been similar heartbreak among people who were taken too soon. Ryne Sandberg had this, what made him different as far as an athlete is that, as far as I could tell, there was no downside. Michael Jordan, well, then kind of gambling, tried to do a baseball career. Did that take the shine off of Michael Jordan? No, like, he's still Michael Jordan, but he's Michael Jordan and all these other things. Last night on social media, someone was sharing a story of Ryne Sandberg bringing his daughter to the Guess store on Michigan Avenue in Chicago. And this guy is like, oh my gosh, my brother is working across the street at the Hugo Boss store or whatever. He's like, he would just die if you would go over there. And he went across the street to see the guy's brother. There was never a downside. Before he became a manager in the majors, where did Ryne Sandberg go, Dan? The minors, to come up the right way. It's just sort of how he was. Textures are saying, for sure, it has to be Kirby.
Kirby's the obvious answer, yeah.
Where Kirby was taken too soon, his career ending in just a gutting way.
A freak injury, gets hit by a pitch and then wakes up one day and can't see out of that eye right. And that was the end of his career.
I think, bigger, maybe KG was bigger in a way. I don't know. Who was bigger?
No, Kirby won championships in this town. He was bigger.
Yeah, it's different. And even though the Minnesota Vikings are the A1 team in town, as far as an individual, I don't know that anybody is Kirby. The combo or the corollary to Ryne Sandberg has to be Kirby.
It is Kirby. I mean, he was the one, again, you and I being nearly the same age, he was the one that I gravitated to as a kid without question. You love the rest of the Twins. Everybody loved Ken Herbeck and all the rest of the guys. But Kirby played the game with such unabashed joy.
Yeah.
And was so good and could do everything and didn't look like your traditional athlete. He was short and a little round, but man, he could do whatever you needed him to do and made spectacular plays all the time. He was the guy, and it wasn't really all that close. Now, later, once I got into this job and later in the career and got to know Harmon Killebrew a little bit, and the way that he treated people was just amazing. He became kind of my favorite legendary Twin. But growing up, in terms of who you hero worship, it was Kirby, absolutely.
Part of why Ryne Sandberg resonated, maybe in a way that surprised me a bit, is the WGN connection.
Sure.
Because you have to remember, when we grew up, there was no DirecTV with multiple games. You had the Cubs and the Braves. So RIP to Ryne Sandberg. More from Target Field next.
Everyone who's ever sold a home asks themselves two questions during the process. How long will it take, and will it sell for enough money? This is Vanita. There's a lot of stress that can come with home selling because with the wrong real estate agent, there's a lot of uncertainty. With the right one, you can feel confident, and you will feel confident when you contact my friend, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group Coldwell Banker Realty. Rick and Nancy had their minds at ease after selling their lakefront home in the Twin Cities. They hired a different real estate agent before John. Things didn't go according to plan. The house sat on the market for over a year with no success. You know how long it took John to sell it with his marketing? 11 days. He reaches buyers and you make money. Contact John for full details. 952-222-9000. Online, johnschustergroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Hi, Denny Long here. Join us every Saturday for the Home Improvement Show by Lindis Construction. Andy Lindis and I will be taking your home improvement questions both by phone and by text every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock here on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Minnesota's soundtrack, Minnesota's station. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Always streaming on the free
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The search for answers is underway into yesterday's deadly shooting spree in New York. 4 people were killed before the gunman took his own life, claiming to have a brain disease linked to contact sports. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch.
We're executing search warrants on his car and the 2 phones that he left at the scene. This information will give us a detailed picture of how and why this happened.
Shane Tamura, a Las Vegas casino worker, left a note saying he was sorry. CBS's Anna Schechter has more.
In June, there was a gun show in Las Vegas, and a vendor there called the police concerned that this individual had purchased so much ammunition. So why did that message not get escalated up, and why was this individual able to cross the country to carry out this crime?
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer called an emergency meeting of his cabinet today and later announced the UK will recognize a Palestinian state if Israel doesn't agree to a ceasefire in Gaza.
Our goal remains a safe and secure Israel alongside a viable and sovereign Palestinian state. But right now, that goal is under pressure like never before.
Many fear the international pressure is too late with the hunger crisis in Gaza. Alex Duvall is with the World Peace Foundation in Boston.
To save these children, you need them in intensive care in hospitals. The hospitals are destroyed. There are very few intensive care beds left. Dropping pasta and wheat flour from airplanes is not going to provide the essential care that these children need.
Allison Keyes reports on the brutal heat that's still gripping much of the nation.
At a pool in Grand Rapids, Wisconsin.
It's absolutely steaming hot. I don't know how hot it is, but it is hot.
HVAC specialist Ricky Orta owns the Air Bros in Florida.
A day like today is pretty hectic.
Closing arguments began today in the trial of a Colorado dentist charged with killing his wife by poisoning her protein shakes. Angela Craig died in 2023 during her 3rd trip to the hospital in just over a week. Toxicology tests later showed she died of poisoning from cyanide and an ingredient in eye drops. American consumers are staying confident despite all the economic unknowns. Kelly O'Grady of Money Watch with the latest report.
It ticked up modestly. When you break it apart, though, people felt less good about things right now and more positive about things in the future. That's really what boosted the overall look to be more positive.
On Wall Street today, stocks finish lower. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Minnesota's trusted voice, every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
It's sunny and 85 degrees at 4:03. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Fry. This hour's top story: a cyber attack is impacting city services in St. Paul. and has prompted the city to declare a state of emergency. Mayor Melvin Carter.
This was a deliberate, coordinated digital attack carried out by a sophisticated external actor, intentionally and criminally targeting our city's information infrastructure.
The city discovered that attack on Friday and shut down systems on Monday. Governor Tim Walz has activated the Minnesota National Guard to help address that attack, again, which has shut down computers at city libraries and pools and knocked out online payment systems. The FBI is investigating. A 36-year-old Minneapolis man charged with breaking into the Minnesota State Capitol over the weekend makes his first court appearance tomorrow.
State Patrol Colonel Kristina Bogoyevich confirms the incident is under investigation.
This is about bringing fresh eyes and objectivity to a place that holds great meaning for Minnesotans.
Public Safety Commissioner Bob Jacobson says there's also a broader review of Capitol security in general, and a contract with a third-party security firm is close to being finished.
If there are gaps in security protocols, if there's gaps in equipment, if there's gaps in funding, if there's gaps in personnel, we are going to address that. We are going to do the very best we can to keep the Capitol area security safe.
Also announced was the state's involvement in a third-party review of the Brooklyn Park Police's response to the June political attacks on state lawmakers. At the state capitol, I'm Taylor Rivera. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Xcel Energy crews are still trying to restore power after two back-to-back big storms knocked out power to thousands in Minnesota, including right here in the Twin Cities.
The recent storms caused close to 300,000 people to lose power. Xcel Energy's Brandon Kramer.
So we had that significant event on Sunday night that created system impacts, and then another one last night. Fortunately, we had a lot of additional resources here to help offset the elevated outage counts from last night. So we're ready to roll this morning and making good progress getting people restored.
One of those is Jim Myers from Hopkins.
I am very impressed with these guys. Xcel's guys are as good as they get, and these tree guys are just as good. They know what they're doing. So they're going to have this cleaned up in no time.
Although Jim is one of the lucky ones, Kramer says most will have their power restored by Thursday. Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
And a North Minneapolis park is set to get a major facelift. City and state leaders gathered at North Commons Park earlier today to break ground on the city's largest ever neighborhood park investment. It includes construction of a 22,000 square foot field house, a community center, and a 40,000 square foot water park. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry
wanted to put a finer point on what this park means. This is not just any old park that we're presently renovating. This is going to be the best park in the whole damn state.
And construction is expected to be completed by 2027. It's 4:06, traffic and weather next.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Crash with injury, still working crosstown westbound near Baker Road, but at least traffic is getting by the crash. It's single lane, but at least the highway is open at this point. If you're going to be traveling north 169, get ready for your slowdowns there as you come up from Highway 62, heading up toward Highway 55, and 212 slows both directions as make way between Highway 494 and Mitchell Road. South 169 jammed up, 494 down to 101. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And the weather is brought to you by Gutman Law, wills, trust, and probate law. Visit gutmanlaw.com. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Expect a mostly cloudy sky tonight. We fall back to 70. Here's the great news. The humidity will be scoured out of here. Rain showers will be popping mainly across southern Minnesota. We should stay dry here in the Twin Cities. A high of only 79 tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine Thursday, 78 the high. And expect our highs to be in the upper 70s, low 80s, and dry right into the weekend.
All right, thank you, Chris. It is sunny and 85. I'm Mark Fry at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hot stories, cool info, lightning fast, breaking news. News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome Welcome to Drive Time with DeRUSH. Now, here's Jason DeRUSH.
All right, what the heck is going on when the National Guard has to be activated? Because one of our major cities in Minnesota is under cyber attack. It is Drive Time. We are live at Target Field today. If you want to get a sense of summer without being out of the humidity, check out our stream on the YouTube channel on WCCO Radio. You can see Dan and I here at Target Field. So the big story of the day is the city of St. Paul under a cyber attack. I'm not exactly freaking out about the fact that I can't check out a library book in St. Paul, right? Or I can't pay a water bill. But the fact that cyber criminals are going after cities now in city government, that has me concerned. And I don't know if our cities in Minnesota fully have their arms around this problem. Minnesota, Wisconsin, anywhere in America, frankly. Are we ready? Because how does this unfold? What is next? What are they after? Kate Keene is the vice president at Worldwide Technology. She is a global cybersecurity expert and an advocate, and she is with us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker hotline because we wanted to get kind of a big picture look at this. Kate, thanks so much for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Are cities ready for this next wave of cyber criminals to be coming after kind of local hometowns like what happened in St. Paul?
You know, that's a double-edged sword. There's a lot of preparedness that goes on. You know, every city does have cyber defense. Every organization, every government does have emergency contingency planning. But the reality is that, you know, cyber risk changes almost on a daily basis. And, you know, they get more creative on how they're going to attack, what they're going to attack, and how that's going to impact. And they have different reasons for attacking, you know, whether it's, you know, like you said, not being able to check out a library book or to cause fear and panic amongst citizens or to do things like take hospitals down, telecommunications down. There's a lot of ways that unfortunately cyber criminals can really cripple our cities. And this has been going on, whether it be cities, school districts, hospitals, for a number of years now.
So we've seen it in the school districts for sure. And the city of Minneapolis had a very major breach of their school district not long ago. I think, you know, part of the challenge here is there are limited funds, right? This is we're not talking about Fortune 500 companies that might have a budget to look at this stuff. This is the city of St. Paul that's worried about safety and security and all the, you know, and police in the real world. And then to have to worry on top of it about the fact that there are bad actors trying to break in. And what are they trying to get? We don't know. But this is a challenge because this work isn't cheap, is it?
No, it's not. And you bring up a good point. You know, like even the Fortune, you know, say 100 companies, you could spend every dollar of profit on cyber, you know, technology and still not necessarily be safe. You have to kind of think about what are the critical things we need to be focusing on, you know, whether it be water, you know, electricity, or, you know, even like things like stoplights or police communication systems. What are the things we can't live without, and kind of do an extra bubble wrap around those. And then it's about education. How do we educate the population so they know what to do when there is an attack?
When you look at these sorts of attacks, is there a common way that these criminals are getting into the systems? Is this somebody clicking on a phishing link, or is this more sophisticated people figuring out vulnerabilities in the system and kind of breaking through?
It's actually both. So, you know, we hear about the phishing links or the sophisticated attacks, even on our like Gmail and things like that, to gather information. That's one way. And a lot of times those are information gathering so that they can do more sophisticated attacks. We've seen in the last couple of years, you'll have heard about something called the Typhoons, which is a group of Chinese actors. And they've been sitting in systems like our water systems, our utilities, telecommunications for years, gathering intel to ensure they understand how best to attack us. So it's a little bit of both. There isn't one way they attack all the time. It's more they're kind of opportunistic, or they sit and wait depending on what they're trying to accomplish.
From what you know about the way here in Minnesota they've been dealing with this, St. Paul said that the attack started late Friday. The systems were shut down today to try to prevent the spread. They're working with the FBI. They're working with the state. They've communicated pretty clearly. And the National Guard here has a cyber protection unit, which I had no idea about until today.
Yep.
But I look at this and think, for me as an outsider, like, honestly, I'm sort of impressed, Kate. Like, it seems like they're handling this in about the best way they can. What's your take?
I was reading about it over the weekend, and I heard about it Friday. And what I'd say is, I think you're doing everything right. To your point, the systems that are impacted are shut down to stop further spread or reinfection. They're doing everything they can with forensics. They've engaged the right national and even to some degree international resources to help understand what they're dealing with, and they're looking at how they can restore. We always know that there's going to be cyber attacks, but it's the restoration recovery. How fast can we get it back up, and how can we lean on organizations like the FBI, and like you said, even the National Guard, to help make sure that the impact of the attack is as minimal as possible. So I'm really proud of the city. I think they've done a great job so far.
Kate Keene is with us, Vice President at Worldwide Technology. She's been described as a cybersecurity visionary. Kate, I know. How about that? Like, that's a little overwhelming. I don't know. That's a lot of pressure.
I still have a problem being an expert. I still think I'm a novice in pretty much everything.
Well, it's sort of hard to keep up with the bad guys in this area, right? And I think when it was the schools, and we had here a very large grocery chain and distributor, UNFI and Super Value here, where you had, like, you're going to the grocery store and they don't have eggs and they don't have milk, not because of tariffs or cost or anything, but because somebody got in their computers and was executing a ransomware attack. Often this is for money. Sometimes this is trying to get people's personal information, although I don't know quite whether the city of St. Paul, the city is saying we don't have sort of the personal information people would want. What are the motivations here? Is it usually, in your experience, the ransom, people trying to get money out of this deal?
It depends. So, a lot of times it is money, ransomware. We attribute a lot of the attacks on money to North Korea, and there's some Russian state actors as well, and just homegrown as well. It's a money thing. Yeah. Things like this where you see where it doesn't really have money motivation, it can be really just to create distrust and concern from a population perspective. So population control. They're trying to seed, in essence, sow seeds of doubt or get pieces of information, or they're using, it sounds funny, an attack like the one we've seen as a precursor to, say, a larger attack on a bigger city. What were they able to do? How were they able to do it? What worked?
Interesting.
And we hear it is called door knock attacks. So there's a lot of different motivations, unfortunately, and it depends on the actor. It depends on what they're trying to accomplish. And unfortunately, this may not be the last one like this we see.
Yeah, and you say, like, maybe they do this to see what they can. I hadn't considered that, where it's like, let's see how this goes, and now we can, let this launch on Chicago or LA or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it's basically a learning thing, a learning exercise, and we see that a lot, with more sophisticated threat actors.
Kate Keene is with us, cybersecurity expert at Worldwide Technology. When you think about the number one vulnerability, I'm just thinking about the people listening, what we should be worried about, what we should be asking elected officials about. What is the number one vulnerability that worries you?
The one that keeps me up at night, and I was actually in Washington, New York last week on it, is our energy system and our water system. So the utilities and water. As we think about some of these attacks, like on cities and schools and hospitals, they have widespread ramification. But think about what happened if the water treatment facilities went down, if the grid went dark. That's what makes me nervous, and I really want us to focus more time and attention on those.
That infrastructure, for sure.
Yep.
Doug on Facebook is asking, what kind of penalties are there? Did they ever catch these guys, these cyber hackers? Seems like often they're overseas.
They do catch them. We catch our homegrown and we catch the overseas ones. We work with governments in the Five Eyes and, internationally to bring these guys to justice. We do internally in the U.S. as well. Some of them we actually do prosecute and they go to prison. Other ones, we in essence turn to the good guys and help and have them help us catch more bad guys. But we do a lot of times get them. It may take a while, but luckily we do have a good system on getting these guys brought to justice.
Really appreciate the information. It is, to be honest, it's a little unnerving, right? And I know that's part of the goal, and I am impressed with how well the city has handled it. But the fact that we've had them going after our schools, and schools, you think like, well, there is a lot of personal information in there and the files about kids and on and on and on. And cities maybe less so. I think in Minnesota, the counties tend to have maybe more of our personal information. But either way, it is the modern era, right? Like this is something that I don't want to say we have to get used to, but we do have to be vigilant about.
Well, and to your point, as much as we talk about personal information, think about city systems. What if they got control of the, stoplights and all of a sudden there's car crashes because the stoplights are going crazy? Or, the hospital attacks we saw in the last year or so, they can't call an ambulance out and someone dies. Like there's wider ramification to these, and that's why the education of understanding what's at stake here is becoming more and more important.
Kate Keene, really great information. So glad you could spend a little time with us today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
All right. Kate Keene from Worldwide Technology talking about this cyber attack that our newsroom has been following. We're going to break. We are live at Target Field. It is Twins Ticket Tuesday. So just a reminder, keep listening for your chance to win 4 tickets to the Friday, August 8th, Kansas City Royals game at 7:10 p.m. There's going to be fireworks after the game. We will give away the 4-pack. When? I don't know. When you hear the sound, don't call now. But when you hear the sounder, 651-461-9226. In just a minute from Target Field, late night TV, it's too political. I'm not mad that it's lefty. I will tell you why I am mad about it. We'll do that conversation when we come back here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Ryne Dermatology has a clear message for you. Are you ready? Are you guys ready to hear this message? Put on some damn sunscreen. Knock it off. Stop. Knock it off. It's Jason here for my friend, Dr. Mohiba Turine. She would never talk to you that way. Never. Ryne Dermatology is where my family goes. My in-laws go there. I went for the first time years ago for a full-body skin checkup. I was nervous about it. I had never done a full-body skin checkup before. I didn't know what they were going to tell me, what they were going to do. What they did was make me feel so safe and so comfortable. You will have the same experience at Ryne Dermatology. They are the experts when it comes to skincare. Whatever your skin color is, whatever condition you've been dealing with. For me, it was the fear I had with a family history. My dad has had a number of skin cancers removed. My wife has the same scenario. Her dad also goes to Ryne Dermatology. And so she gets that full body checkup. She gets it every 6 months because they want to be that careful with her. That's the kind of care you're going to get at the 9 locations, more than 25 board certified providers. Ryne Dermatology is awesome. You can book an appointment online, Roseville, Monticello, Maplewood, Farmington, Eagan, Lakeville. Let's go. Book your appointment online right now. Do it at Tureen, Tareen, TureneDermatology.com.
Advantage Seamless Gutters is now Advantage Home Pros. New look, same pros. Still locally owned and now taking care of all your gutter and roofing needs. Don't spend your weekends on a ladder cleaning your gutters when you could be spending time with family and planning that summer trip. Trust your local gutter pros, Advantage Home Pros. Now your local custom roofing pros. With the highest quality workmanship and materials, our trained, knowledgeable local pros can handle it all. Trust the pros. AdvantageHomePros.com.
For 50 years, Newgate School has been serving the Twin Cities community by providing automotive training for young adults, job placement, and support for single mothers with reliable cars. That calls for a celebration. Join us August 2nd for an epic car show, food trucks, live music, awards, and activities for the whole family. Celebrate 50 years of Newgate and a world of difference. Visit newgateschool.org for details.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH, video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Late night TV is boring. This is my problem with the debate about Colbert, about all of late night TV, where it is. Obviously, this has been a big talking point over the last week as Colbert's show was canceled. Well, canceled in May. Back in my day, when you cancel a show, Dan, you'd have security escort you to the door.
There you go.
That's how I always thought I would get canceled over at Channel 4. At 10:35 at night, do you guys want to hear politically focused content? I don't know. Just tell me if you want to hear politics jokes or if you want to hear Nate Bargatze style jokes. 651-461-9226, because I think that so I just don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. Part of what we try to do on this show, and you guys are welcome to chime in on this as well. Dan and I talk about this all the time. We want to talk about what you guys care about. We want to talk about what I care about. And politics is like, I don't know, what percent of your life, Dan? Maybe this is a topic for another day. I actually like this question.
Yeah.
What percent of your life do you spend thinking about political stuff? And you could even break that down into national political stuff versus local political stuff. I would say you and I probably think about Minnesota political stuff at a higher rate than most people in our audience.
I mean, I would say that's probably true for both Minnesota politics and national politics, but that's the nature of our job.
Yeah.
Because it's connected in that way. In my non-working life, was that percentage? Not terribly high.
Yeah. Now, Jonathan on YouTube makes a very valid point where he's more bothered by how the Trump administration is trying to silence opposition. I do think that, I am highly concerned about not only the Trump administration approach of filing lawsuits against news media and media organizations, but how quickly the rest of America has decided that's fine. Because to me, it's outrageous. And I also think, I just don't care if I miss it. And I don't know how much of this is age. Now, I will say, Saturday Night Live, I still watch that every week. I feel like the percentage of political humor and regular humor in Saturday Night Live is about the same as it's always been. I feel like that balance makes sense. And, there's a little bit of anticipation when something big happens during a week. You're like, oh, I can't wait what they're going to do with that. But I don't need that every night. What's your percentage? I guess, for me, it's got to be under 20%. As far as a monologue, how much I want just political jokes. I'm not saying none. I'm not saying, let's bring out, I was going to say laughing, but the laughing comedy of the Vietnam War era was highly political. So I don't know. I just think at late night, I want to get away from all of this stuff a little bit.
But part of that is political content and part of that is political context, right? Because, you'll hear people, Johnny Carson never used to do political stuff. Yeah, he did.
He did, but
but you never knew what his opinion was.
Yeah.
Because it was just poking fun at, the general picadillos of a particular politician. They didn't go into policy issues. They didn't go into, the personal stuff the way that you do now. So there's a way to do it, I still think, that you can involve politics in your monologue, but like you said, it's not the whole substance of it, and it's not you picking a side, because that's the thing of it is when you ask the question, do you want Colbert talking politics? Well, if you're a person that agrees with his politics, sure, you love it.
I guess. Is that even fun?
but
Like,
he
do
is-
you guys really want to hear your own?
Because politics has become such a sport, a pop culture sport at this point, that people want to be on the winning team.
So
they want
boring.
they want their feelings reaffirmed, and it just. But the problem is when you're doing a television show, you're not just broadcasting to Democrats, you're not just broadcasting to Republicans, unless you're a particular news network, apparently. So if you're a late night host, you've got a whole audience out there, and I think that was Jay Leno was complaining about this. That was his point, is that you're abandoning half of your audience when you pick that sharp of side.
That's what Leno said just a couple of days ago, that he loves political humor, but what happens is people wind up cozying too much to one side or the other. Now you have to be content with half the audience because you have to give your opinion, Leno says. Why shoot for just half an audience? I think that's part of it.
100%.
And I don't know, is this why the conservatives have overall just said, like, kind of screw you to the media in general? Because it feels like all the big media, it's all left wing. And I was in the media. I can't even argue with that. Now, in local news, is that the case? No, but like, let's not kid ourselves, right? Like, if you look at the staff of Late Night with Colbert and any of the other big shows, obviously Gutfeld is Gutfeld, but like, look at the staff. What do you think? It's 100% liberal, right? Like, if you're in LA or New York City, especially New York City, it's 100% liberal. It just is. And back in the Leno era, they were maybe more worried about, like, well, we don't want to alienate half our audience. Colbert did less political stuff. When he went all in on anti-Trump, his ratings went up. But the problem is, going up is not a viable solution because it went up from not great. I don't know.
It didn't go up enough to where, the money, I mean,
aren't there other things to joke about in the world? Is that it?
Absolutely there are.
I get it. Like, the Trump stuff is like funny. There's a lot of stuff, right?
And he does suck up a lot of the oxygen in pop culture these days.
But like, go take a walk. There's other stuff to joke about.
Sure.
I don't know. We try to keep the balance right on this show where we talk about politics, but like, sometimes we're going to talk about whether we pay my kids to mow the lawn. And if you missed that scintillating segment, make sure you subscribe to our podcast. How was that?
That was pretty good.
Was that good?
That was pretty good.
That's a professional
Thank you,
broadcaster.
Josh.
That's a professional broadcaster. These big, fancy New York comedians could learn a thing or two from this program. I'll tell you what. Drive Time with DeRUSH. Find it wherever you get podcasts. We are going to break. DeRUSH Eats. When we come back, we are live at Target Field. We got some pregame stretches and warm-ups going on in the outfield right now. And the other people warming up are the food vendors. Being at Target Field, what is that like? Do they make any money? I kind of wondered about that. If you're a local vendor, are you making any money? We'll talk with a chicken wings vendor on National Chicken Wing Day. That's coming up on Drive Time.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
We're gonna win, Twins, we're gonna score.
To paraphrase a well-known insurance company, like a good neighbor, WCCO is there. Like, really there. Breaking news? You know it. Weather? Of course. Fun discussions? You betcha. Minnesota sports teams? We set the standard in being prematurely disappointed. So, yeah, we're that neighbor. And you'll love us for it, right? News Talk 830 WCCO. We're not like a good neighbor. We are the good neighbor. Talking across fences since 1924.
Hi, I'm Adam Saba, third generation at Dodge of Burnsville. As a business owner, you need commercial vehicles that have the power you need, room for your gear, and service you can count on. Let me introduce you to Business Link at Dodge of Burnsville. We have a complete line of commercial vehicles to get you and your crew on the job, and an award-winning service department that is second to none and gives you peace of mind. Stop in today and see why nobody sells more commercial Ram trucks than Dodge of Burnsville. That's why we are the King of Ram. Just off Cliff Road and 35W or kingofram.com.
612 Saturdays are back at Target Field. Enjoy $6 drinks, $1 snacks, and $2 food when gates open.
I'm from the 952. Can I enjoy 612 Saturdays?
The 952 is welcome.
I'm from the 218.
218, 651. Everyone is welcome at 612 Saturdays.
I'm from the 313. How about me?
That's Detroit.
Yeah.
Sure. Enjoy the weekend wind up with 612 Saturdays presented by Carbliss. $6 drinks, $1 snacks, and $2 food. When we're together, the Twins rise as one. Join in at twins.com/tickets.
New month, new flavors. Jordana here for my friends at Mini Leaf. I'm talking about those Sleep Night gummies. I know you love them, and they even have a new and improved Sleep Night gummy. But here's a twist. They got some new flavors. So, better sleep and some yummy new flavors. Great grape, green apple snooze, and mellow mango in the nighttime blend. And of course, everybody loves the peaceful pineapple. That still exists in those Sleep Night gummies. Better sleep is the way to a better you. Mini Leaf can make that happen. I give these out to friends all the time. I recommend them for anybody who's having sleep troubles. You guys know they help me get off my Ambien, really. These gummies help me get off a pharmaceutical. I hope they will do wonders for you. Here's how you get them. Minileaf.com. MINILEAF.com.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal products.
Imagine placing an investment or trade without fear. Knowing that big institutions have taken the same trade as you, pushing the price higher, which only they can do. You get to ride the wave of institutional demand. If not, your plan will protect you from the downside. This is how our students are taught to invest in trade. Right now, you can sign up for a free investing class where we'll outline our strategy for following the smart money. Text investing to 210-210. We'll also review strategies for growing a retirement portfolio, how professionals profit when stocks are falling, and how to protect your investments against inflation. With a 25-year history, local classrooms, and one-on-one support, you're not alone. And now it's your turn. Sign up for a free investing class today. Text investing to 210-210 or go to learnwithota.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Bit of a tough afternoon. West 494 just beyond Pilot Knob Road. Got an accident working right now. Traffic is single lane getting by out to the left side. Expect the slowdowns as you come down from 35E. It looks like things are jammed up for Highway 62 both directions between 28th Ave and the Mendota Bridge. 35E northbound has moved toward Kellogg Boulevard. Crash left lane. Things are slow as you come up from Shepherd Road. East 94 at Wabasha. Crash into the right lane. Traffic is jammed and crammed as you come in from Lexington. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Fresh coffee or lemonade made with Connecticut water. It's like a refreshing summer vacation. Dave Lee for Aquarius. Enjoy worry-free water throughout your home and save up to 25% on a Connecticut system. Schedule your free water analysis at AquariusHomeservices.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Weather is brought to you by Aquarius Home Services, earning the right to be recommended. Here is WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Mostly cloudy conditions tonight. We fall back to 70. We'll be mostly cloudy tomorrow with rain showers across southern Minnesota and poor air quality across mainly extreme northern Minnesota. 79, that's the high tomorrow, and not humid. It's going to feel nice. We get the sunshine back on Thursday, still no humidity, and it stays on the cool side with a high of 78.
Target Field right now, it's mostly sunny, although quite a bit of haze out there. It's 86 degrees on CCO.
Jason DeRusha
If I'm having a bad day, I will pull up and I am ready to go.
on News Talk 830 WCCO.
DeRusha, he has the eats.
Nobody brings you the Twin Cities restaurant scene like our favorite foodie. Now, Jason explores some of the great chefs, owners, and stories right in our own backyard as DriveTime transitions into DeRusha Eats.
And DeRusha Eats is brought to you by the Minnesota Pork Board. We are live at Target Field. The smell of grilled onions is in the air. The food is always a part of an experience at Target Field. And I think maybe more than anybody else in town, the team here has done just an amazing job at keeping it fresh year after year. Every year, people are always like, Jason, what's new? What's new? What do you like? What are you eating? What's new? And what's sort of amazing is there always is something new out here. This year, one of the new vendors is TokiDoki Wings, and Matthew Kazama is with us to talk a little bit about what it's like to be a vendor at Target Field. Matthew, it's so good to see you.
Yeah, hi.
What
Great
is
to
it?
see you.
What has it been like this summer?
It's unbelievable. It's great. It's awesome.
Now tell me the story, because when I came here on the first day and they do like sort of you taste all of the different things.
Mm-hmm.
Your sauces and your wing and your operation there was just, it really stood out for quality. How did Target Field find you? How did they end up asking you to come on board?
Yes, the one of the person who work at Delaware North,
right?
Yeah, Romero. He used to be my regular customer at the Japanese restaurant called Fujiya back then.
Amazing.
And I've been having restaurant for 10 years, and now one day he came in. He asked me to be able to do something.
He said, "What do you think?"
Yeah.
And what was your tell me your story on how you started working in restaurants in Minnesota?
Yeah. I came here from Japan in 1997 to work for my uncle's restaurant in Eden Prairie. And I used to be like, I couldn't speak any English.
Sure.
And nothing. So I started working and starting from dishwasher and kitchen cook. And then, teppanyaki, the hibachi.
Right.
Yeah, style. The very first customer of me was Dan Gladden.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. And you knew, did people tell you, or did you know it was Dan?
I knew because Dan used to play in Japan for Japan Giants,
That's so cool.
Super cool. And then I was so nervous and I cooked the first time, so I burnt probably everything, but he ate everything. I'm like, oh my goodness.
What a crazy story. So, and was he nice, or, because he can be a little ornery?
He's always so nice. He's always so nice. Such a sweet person,
That is so cool.
Yeah. So that's that. And then
How old were you when you came here?
18.
18.
Yeah.
So you started working right in Eden Prairie,
Mhm.
and then you ended up at Fujiya.
Exactly.
And now
I own my
you
own
have
restaurant.
your own thing.
Yeah, called Ramen Kazama.
And that opened. Ramen Kazama's been open for a bit now, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know it. Yeah.
I've been there.
Hey, thank you.
Yes.
This is
It's excellent. It's excellent.
10th year opening.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's 10 years.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, no, I can't believe. It's like 10 years ago, my first son was born. Wow.
So you look at that kid and you measure your restaurant as he gets taller and taller, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like amazing.
Oh, that's so cool. Matthew Kazama is with us. Ramen Kazama is his one restaurant.
That's right.
But you also have
TokiDoki Burger.
TokiDoki Burger. Right attached, right? It's the same building?
Exactly.
Yes. And tell everyone where your restaurant is in Minneapolis.
It's 34th and Nicollet.
34th and Nicollet.
And Minneapolis.
So you have the ramen place. You have TokiDoki Burgers.
Yep.
But when you started talking to Target Field in Delaware North about being here, they have enough burgers. You weren't going to do a burger thing. So how did you land on the wings?
So Romero and head chef Rob, everybody came into my restaurant and tried my food, and then wings that they thought it was different and good.
Yeah. And tell everyone if they come to Target Field where they can get your wings.
Herbix.
So in Herbix, in that it's a little tucked away. If you come in on the certain gate back there, I forget which gate it is. Do you know, Dan? 14. Oh, of course, it's 14.
Perfect.
So you have Herbix right at gate 14, and then you're right inside there.
That's right.
What does it mean? I just think about a young man who grew up in Japan, where baseball is also a way of life.
Exactly. I used to be a baseball player too.
What'd you play?
First baseman.
First base.
Switch hitter.
Hey, can you still get in the batting cage?
Oh yeah.
They should. Have you been down in the batting cage here? They should let you swing some ball.
I actually did.
Oh, you did?
I play against Kenta Maeda.
And how'd you do?
Not so well.
What does it mean for you? I mean, I think about an immigrant to Minnesota who started your own small business. You're having 10 years in, you've had ups, you've had downs, but to be in this place, in this home of Minnesota baseball Twins territory, what's it mean for you personally?
Dream came true. Seriously. It's a big deal.
That's so cool.
Oh.
Everybody listening has to come. Tonight, you got to get overrun. You got to come see TokiDoki Wings. You brought a couple samples. If you're watching on the stream, Matthew's going to show this. Show a little bit. What'd you bring? Because you have two different.
Yep.
So this is the regular. We'll hold this up a little bit.
Thank you very much.
So describe this.
This is TokiDoki Wing. That's homemade sauce. I wanted to make something in between, buffalo and barbecue.
Yeah.
Kind of like I wanted to make something like that, and so with my twist.
It's crispy.
Yeah.
And it's got a wet sauce on it. Spicy or not?
It's not that spicy. Just a little bit. It's all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
Hey, thanks.
Really good. And then you have another.
Yes.
So a dry rub on the other one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. More crispier. I wanted to.
It's so good.
Hey, thank you.
You know what, Matthew? I'm so excited for you. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you, Jason.
TokiDoki Wings. Go see them in Herbix. And this is part of really. Pete Spike is behind us from Delaware North, and I give him a lot of credit because I just think he's done an amazing job.
He's amazing.
Yeah, keeping the local flavor here, and also giving Minnesota small businesses a shot to come in here. Yeah. Do you make any money, or is it more marketing?
A little bit of both.
He wants to make more money. People go and buy some dang wings. All right.
Yes, please.
Matthew Kazama, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
This was super fun. It is 4:47. We're live at Target Field. The Twins in action against the Red Sox. What a win last night. Oh, my goodness. It was so fun. After that rain delay, the storms come through, and the Twins came back to life. Classic Twins, right? We're going to beat the good teams and not beat the bad teams. Let's keep it going, though. Winning makes summer so much more fun. We'll tell you who won Twins Ticket Tuesday in just a minute here on Drive Time.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, this night, if you're not coming to Target Field, I'm just going to lick my fingers. It's the same thing I do after I grill up a beautiful pork chop for my friends at Minnesota Pork. It's Jason here. You know I love the Minnesota Pork Board. I love pork. I love telling their story. because the reality is 3,000 family farmers all over the state. This is what Minnesota is about. We are, farming and agriculture is such a key part to our economy, to who we are and what we believe in. And so supporting your family farmers who are taking care of their communities is so important. Now, pork is an easy sell, right? It's lean, it's high in protein, and it's so versatile. You can take ground pork tonight and make pork tacos for dinner. You can make a pork patty burger, and you can do it however you want. Matthew just talked about the different sauces and how they change his chicken wings. You can do that with pork as well. If you want to go with a barbecue sauce, do it. I like to use Mexican chilies and create like an adobo type experience with Minnesota pork. Why not? Asian, get that ginger in there, get that soy, ground pork, you're in business. So many options and inspiration for you at mnpork.com. But most importantly, just go to your grocery store, go to your butcher shop, find out what pork can do for you. Let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight.
Washburn-McCreevy Funeral Chapels and Cremation Services has been providing compassionate and personalized service for over 160 years. Honor your loved one and ensure your own wishes are met. Call 612-377-2203 or visit washburnmccreevy.com.
You know those unsolicited cash offers you get for your home in the mail? Every homeowner's gotten one before. It's Vanita. They make selling your home a breeze, but the people who take those offers usually end up selling their homes for tens of thousands of dollars less than they could have. Don't do that. Contact my friend, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty. He has your back. Tim and Lisa, we're in a situation where they took a cash offer, but the buyer wanted them to take a deal for $30,000 less than agreed to. They were fed up. They contacted the Schuster Group. John sold Tim and Lisa's home for $75,000 more than the cash offer company was willing to give. Don't leave money on the table. Contact the Schuster Group at 952-222-9000 online, johnschustergroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
Home title theft. It's on the rise and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
West 494 Highway 13 crash working. Traffic down to a single lane. Getting by out to the left side. It is slow as you make way past 35E. North 35E Grand Avenue. Accident blocking the left lane. Things are packed and stacked. It begins back at Randolph. East 94 near Wabasha. Crashed into the right lane. They're working to get things cleared out. Should clear out shortly. In the meantime, stop and go stuff in place there at Lexington. 494 northbound. Watching slowdowns there as you come up from Highway 62, heading up to Highway 55. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Choose Herbert and Gerbert's when you want fresh ingredients for a perfect sandwich like the Italian Flash or the Turkey Avocado Norma. Funky names are full of flavor. And don't forget our hearty soups and chili. Stop by or order ahead online. HerbertandGerberts.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
The weather is going to get better. Herberts and Gerberts bringing us the forecast. Fortunately, no storms in the forecast for tonight. That was quite a gully washer last night. Low of 70 tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, high of 79. Rain is in the forecast for southern Minnesota. Thursday through the weekend, dry and not humid, but it sounds like smoky. Yay.
Air quality alert
Ah,
through Saturday.
we can't
Literally
win.
today through Saturday.
Give us
Brutal.
a break on this. My gosh. It's 86 and sunny at Target Field on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH Hour. Video streaming live on YouTube and always, and I mean always, on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Oh, how great was that conversation with Matthew Kazama?
He was great.
So good. If you missed it, podcast, we've got everything for you on podcast. It's all time shifted, every segment. So make sure you subscribe to that and check it out. And, of course, you can rewind if you're watching on YouTube at any time. So you watch the YouTube live, just scroll it back, and off you go. Dan, who won Twins ticket Tuesday?
We want to say congrats to Sarah from Becker, who just picked up a 4-pack of tickets for the Friday, August 8th Twins game versus the Kansas City Royals. That's a 7:10 p.m. game.
Nice.
Of course, if you didn't win that time, you can take your family to cheer on the Twins versus the Royals. There's going to be post-game fireworks that night. You can go to twins.com/tickets and get all your tickets there. Or you can keep listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH Hour, because we had a little issue earlier today.
Corzo screwed it up.
I wasn't going to go there.
That's
but
fine.
Since you said so, you have
He's a lawyer. He could
some
probably
backups,
sue the
and they
hell
didn't
out
quite
of
get
me.
it done. So we have another 4-pack of tickets to give away.
We're doing it
between
again.
now and the end of the show. So keep listening. And when you hear the Wind Twin sounder again between now and the end of the show, you could get another 4-pack of tickets. I mean, not Sarah. She already won her 4-pack. But everybody else that's listening can get another shot at it.
Dan, here live at Target Field, we have one aggressive fan of the show.
The Fly? Talking about the Fly?
I'm talking about the Fly.
The Fly's really bothering you.
Since I sat down at 2:45, there's been a fly, like a horse fly. This fly is the size of, it's like the size of this Yeti tumbler.
No, it's not.
It's enormous.
It's a fly. You're fine.
The fly keeps landing on me, landing on the computer.
Yes.
I hate flies. Mosquitoes, you got a fighting chance. A mosquito lands on you, smack.
Mosquitoes are way worse than flies.
No. The mosquito, you have a pretty good chance. Yeah. Jonathan says it's on my forehead right now.
I think Jonathan's messing it.
I never feel as inept as when I'm trying to kill a fly.
I mean, they're very crafty and clever and shifty, yes.
Now, there are some of you out there who wouldn't hurt a fly. I am just a failure at my effort to commit fly-aside. Like, I want to kill the fly. And around the house, I'll use magazines.
Sure.
I'll use newspapers.
Sure.
I'll use sale papers. And you try to thwack it. Now, I don't believe in the fly swatter. Do you have a fly swatter?
I do not have a fly swatter, but I have no moral opposition to a fly swatter.
It's kind of gross to me. I like it to be like a fleeting tool in the execution of a fly.
So you want it to be something that's disposable rather than the fly swatter that you keep around and it's still
Do you wash the fly swatter if you get a juicy one? I don't know.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm just saying, this dang fly, if this fly would leave us right now, this is not what I would subject.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're on your way to dinner, I sincerely apologize for the last 3 minutes of Drive Time with DeRUSH Hour.
I mean, flies,
Juicy
man.
one. What's the matter with you?
You've never killed a juicy fly? Killing a juicy fly is an experience that should be satisfying and is deeply disturbing.
There's plenty deeply disturbing right now, yes. I'll agree with you.
I do not like it. I do not like it.
Clearly.
Yeah. So flies. I'm opposed. That's a hot take.
I got that vibe. Yeah, no,
that's a hot take.
You've made that very clear.
We aren't going to complain about flies over the next hour, but we have a lot. We have a lot coming up in the next hour, don't we? Dan Hayes, see, there's the dang fly again, right here, right on your.
He's fine. He's not hurting anything.
What, you just want to let the fly live? Are you that kind of pacifist?
No, I'm not that kind of pacifist. I just don't care.
I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Drive Time coming back with DeRUSH Hour news headlines next.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
We're gonna win, Twins, we're gonna score.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
News Talk 830 WCCO, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Investigators are trying to determine why a gunman opened fire on people in a New York high-rise where the NFL is located, killing 4. Matt Piper has the latest on the investigation.
Investigators say the gunman, Shane Tamura, a Las Vegas casino worker, was carrying a handwritten note in his wallet that claimed he suffered from CTE, accusing the NFL of hiding the dangers of brain injuries in sports like football. New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch says detectives are heading to Vegas to conduct search warrants.
The weapon used, an AR-15 style assault rifle, was assembled by Mr. Tamura using a lower receiver purchased by an associate. We have located that associate and others, and will be questioning him about that purchase.
Matt Piper, CBS News, New York.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said today the UK will recognize a Palestinian state in September if Israel doesn't agree to a ceasefire in Gaza.
And the situation now is absolutely catastrophic, which is why I've taken this decision today.
More than 60,000 Palestinians have died. Hunger is growing even more severe, and many fear it's already too late for the international community to step in. This man through an interpreter.
We've been dead for 5 months, alive but dead. No one cares about us. After we died, there's an announcement about us. Where have you been all this time? You don't care about us. Where are the human rights? Where is the European Union?
It was another brutally hot day across much of the nation. Meteorologist Jessica Birch.
166 million Americans are under heat alerts today. Those feels-like temperatures can jump anywhere up to around 120 degrees.
The EPA has proposed revoking a key scientific finding that has a lot to do with what measures the government can take to address climate change, like limiting emissions from cars. EPA Chief Jeff Selden.
If finalized, today's announcement would amount to the largest deregulatory action in the history of the United States.
Zeldin said the finding put too many regulatory restrictions in place. Closing arguments began today in the trial of a Colorado dentist charged with killing his wife by poisoning her protein shakes. He's also charged with fabricating evidence to make it look like she killed herself. Prosecutor Michael Morrow.
Angela Craig was innocent. She had no part in her death. And the only person who says otherwise is this man, the person guilty of the ultimate betrayal, her murder.
Prosecutors say James Craig gave his wife the fatal dose of poison while she was already hospitalized. On Wall Street, stocks finished lower ahead of the Fed's decision on interest rates. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Minnesota's trusted voice, every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Partly cloudy, it's 85 degrees at 5:03. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Fry. This hour's top story, a cyber attack against the city of St. Paul has prompted a state of emergency.
We are the victims of a serious crime.
Jamie Wiscalis is St. Paul's Technology and Communications Director, talking about the cyber attack that has brought the city's business to a halt.
In response, we have mobilized local, state, and federal partners to support our investigation and response efforts.
Governor Walz has activated the Minnesota National Guard to help, as well as the FBI, and 2 cybersecurity firms are involved. St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter says they shut down the internal system Monday to prevent the spread of the attack.
This was a deliberate, coordinated digital attack carried out by a sophisticated external actor, intentionally and criminally targeting our city's information infrastructure.
The city's 911 operation is working, but there is no internet. Susie Jones, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Security at the state capitol is set to undergo an extensive external review in response to recent security breaches at the capitol. The state plans to bring in an independent third-party expert to fully assess security strategies at the complex. This review will run concurrently with 2 other investigations into the trespassing incident that took place over the weekend and the Brooklyn Park Police's handling of the June political assassinations. Minnesota Commissioner of Public Safety Bob Jacobson.
We are going to continue to do our very best. We are going to learn from this. And if there are things that we can do better, I can tell you when they tell us what we can do better, where those gaps are, how we can improve, we will take those and we will do that.
He says the discussions about upgrades to security at the Capitol include long debated measures like metal detectors. A pair of special elections to fill vacant Minnesota State Senate seats will happen November 4th. Those special elections include for the District 47 seat formerly held by Nicole Mitchell, who resigned last week following her trial where a jury found her guilty of felony burglary. The District 29 special election follows the unexpected death of State Senator Bruce Anderson. A special primary will happen August 26 if necessary. The filing period begins tomorrow, lasting for a week. Xcel Energy says nearly 30,000 customers are still without power following last night's severe storms and the storms that blew through the Twin Cities on Sunday evening. Brandon Kramer with Xcel Energy says they're doing everything possible to expedite the process, but pointed out that those who were affected Sunday night will be taken care of first.
We are prioritizing individuals that were affected from that first round on Sunday and trying to get that cleaned up today. And then we'll just be going through a normal cadence of getting everybody back in. Obviously pushing to be as promptly as possible because a lot of empathy and understanding for the impact that it creates on all of our customers.
And he says the majority of customers should have their power restored by Thursday. It's 5:06, traffic and weather next.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by Lyuna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. East 94 near Wabasha crash has cleared. Still slow as come in from Dale Street. 35E northbound is make way toward Kellogg. Accident into the left lane. That's jammed up yet past Randolph. Things are jammed up for Highway 62 between the Mendota Bridge and Cedar Avenue. Channeling 394 eastbound. Get ready for your delays there coming in from Highway 100. Lyuna, Minnesota remind you to slow down in construction zones. The members of Lyuna and their union contractors are building better infrastructure for you. So please slow down and pay attention to the road signs when you see orange and yellow. Brought to you by Lyuna, Minnesota. Visit buildthenorth.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And the weather is brought to you by WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Expect a mostly cloudy sky tonight. We fall back to 70. Here's the great news. The humidity will be scoured out of here. Rain showers will be popping mainly across southern Minnesota. We should stay dry here in the Twin Cities. A high of only 79 tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine Thursday, 78 the high. And expect our highs to be in the upper 70s, low 80s, and dry right into the weekend.
And it's shaping up to be a nice night at Target Field in downtown Minneapolis. Right now, partly cloudy, 85. I'm Mark Fry, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Where Minnesota comes for news. where Minnesota comes to talk. News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRUSH. Once again, here's Jason DeRUSH.
All right, we are live at Target Field. What an absolutely beautiful day. It's hot, but it's summer. That's what you want, isn't it? I think it's what you want. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRUSH. Dan is here. I am here. No batting practice today at Target Field in advance of 7. Is it? It's 6:40.
6:40 first pitch. So pregame will start at 6 o'clock, right when we're done. Bit of a late evening last night for all the lads. So I'm sure they had a late call time today, and they're going to pass on batting practice. Maybe doing some work back underneath in the cages, but that's about it.
I am not sure what's going on here tonight,
There's
but
a lot of tiaras around us.
There
right
are
now.
so many tiaras here at Target Field. We seem to have like the princesses and the royalty from all over Minnesota. All the ambassadors. I saw the Melrose ambassador. I saw Derry. Can I ask one of our royalty members? We're on WCCO radio. What are you guys doing? What's going on here? Can I ask you a question? Don't be afraid. You have a giant tiara. What's your name?
Denali Joe.
Denali, nice to meet you. You're from Glencoe.
Yes.
And what is going on? Why is there so much royalty here at Target Field?
Because we wanted to come see the game, and now we're going to go have a parade on the field, I'm pretty sure.
What? Is this what your life is mostly now that you've become an ambassador? You're a prince. Are you a princess or a queen, do you consider yourself? You're a mitt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What's the difference?
I just have a bigger crown.
So it's very large. I mean, we're on the radio, so it's a good 4 inches tall.
Yeah, it makes me really tall.
Yeah, that's good, right? That's a little power for you. I like it.
Yeah.
Is your life mostly parades now?
Right now, I've only been doing this for a month, so I'm still getting used to it, but it's been mainly parades, yeah.
It's not bad.
No, I love it.
Yeah, I love a parade also. I used to be a TV news guy, and I would get to Grand Marshal a parade. And it's all, it's the wave. Like, do you do the stereotypical princess wave, or
this one?
Or you do it? It's a cross. Do they teach that?
No, it's just whatever everybody feels like doing.
I like it. All right, you go back to school. Where do you go to school?
Glencoe Silver Lake High School.
And you'll be what year?
I'm a senior now.
You're a senior, rising senior, and then off to school maybe, or you don't know?
I don't know where yet, but I have a few ideas.
All right. Well, maybe radio future broadcaster here. I don't know. You have very good presence to be absolutely, accosted here at Target
You
Field.
make me nervous when you just turn around.
Throughout my life, I've had that effect on women, so it happens all the time. Thank you for being on CCO Radio.
Thank you.
All right. Very good. There it is. Dan, when you see like 45 princesses,
yeah,
you sort of got to ask what the heck is going on.
You do.
And since we're asking what the heck is going on, why don't we do the DeRUSH Hour news headlines? Let's do the lead.
The headlines you might have missed without missing a beat. This is your fast pass through the biggest and most impactful stories of the day. Welcome to the DeRUSH Hour headlines, starting with the lead.
And our first story in the lead, obviously, as we continue to follow the cyber attack, the newsroom doing a great job covering what's going on in St. Paul. I want to start as a guy who is, Medicare is something that I can see from where I'm standing. Medicaid is a lifeline for so many people who need access to medical care. And the state is sounding a little bit of an alarm as to how much money in Medicaid funding is at risk because of the new law passed by the Republican Congress. 140,000 Minnesotans may lose their coverage over the next 4 years. That's about 12% of enrollment. And I wanted to know, all right, what's going on? Are people really getting kicked off who shouldn't be kicked off? Or is this something else? Let's bring in the Minnesota Medicaid Director, Dr. John Connolly, on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. John, is this about people who will no longer be eligible, or is this the state maybe a little more concerned about people falling through the cracks on all the new paperwork that's required?
No, it's really that the vast majority of people who are in the program presently are working. So we know that 2/3 or more, even according to some estimates here in Minnesota, are working. And that's among people who are working age, so 19 to 64. We know that those who aren't working, the vast majority of that group, so the remaining third or fewer, actually have a reason under the new federal law that would cause them to be exempt from the work requirement. So they have a reason for not working, which includes things like caregiving, things like a chronic condition or disability that, or they're in school, for example. So that leads them not to be working. And really only a small share, a remainder, less than 10% are not working without one of those reasons. So really, the vast majority of people in the program currently meet the requirement or actually would qualify for an exemption. So this is, an issue where we really worry that people who are qualified will lose their coverage or lose their eligibility as a result of the new paperwork requirements and the red tape associated with them.
John Connolly is with us, the state Medicaid director, DHS deputy commissioner. In Minnesota, we call Medicaid medical assistance. Who is on medical assistance in Minnesota? What is the bulk of that group of people?
That's a great question, and it's a broad range of different folks. So it could be pregnant women, it could be children, it could be people with disabilities, older adults in skilled nursing facilities, and it could just also be families who need health coverage because they've had a challenging or difficult economic situation. So it's a wide variety of folks. The program covers just under 1 in 4 Minnesotans presently.
So who has to process this new paperwork, this new requirement? I mean, what sort of outreach is going on to make sure that at least as many people don't kind of fall through the paperwork cracks here on this as possible?
So for Medicaid or medical assistance here in Minnesota, as we call it, the counties and tribal nations do the vast majority of the eligibility and enrollment work for the program. A lot of the workload could be handled through information systems. We're trying to explore the most streamlined way that we can handle these processes electronically, but we do know some share of this work will have to be done manually or on paper.
This isn't happening immediately, is it? When do these big changes really start to take effect?
No, so the two requirements that we've talked about related to eligibility will be implemented at the end of next year and into 2027. So those two things take effect at the end of 2026, and that's when those come into effect in tandem. There are other provisions of the bill also that begin to come into effect in 2027, 2028, 2029, and beyond. So it's really staggered over a number of years. I should note a few provisions have already taken effect because they were essentially effective at enactment.
Got it. But we have some time at least to get the word out and try to get used to whatever sort of infrastructure is going to be needed here to try to at least make sure people who need coverage are still able to get it.
That's a really good point. So we're really focused on two activities between now and the end of 2026 when these provisions take effect. I think the first is, as I described, making the process as streamlined as possible, both for the person applying for or renewing their coverage, as well as for eligibility workers in the counties, in addition to communicating with the community and with program members and those who may be applying for coverage so that they can get through the processes successfully and maintain their coverage.
Makes sense. It's good to be talking about it early. It's big numbers. It's eye-popping. So hopefully we can streamline that as best as possible. John Connolly, State Medicaid Director and DHS Deputy Commissioner. We appreciate the time. Thanks, John.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, next up in the lead is good news if you are Ilhan Omar. Star Tribune reporting today that it looks like nobody wants to run against her. Frankly, I am 0% surprised at this. Ilhan Omar has been elected time and time again, and probably the strongest opponent was Don Samuels the first time he ran. But the reality is Ilhan Omar is an outstanding representative of her district's views. You may think she's too far left, but this is that district. It's the core of Minneapolis. some inner suburbs. But at this point, it sounds like nobody's going to run. For the first time ever, Governor Tim Walz, Senator Amy Klobuchar endorsing Ilhan Omar early. Everybody, Attorney General Ellison, Senator Tina Smith, all backing her, all of them together. Top tier candidates are saying, I'm out. Don Samuels, no. Former DFL Majority Leader Ryan Winkler, no. The reality is nobody significant is going to run against her, and she is going to be reelected once again. Next up in the lead, if you are like me and you went to the 3M Open this weekend, you probably threw out some trash. And the good news is your trash is going to become electricity. I thought this is so cool and so interesting because at least something good is going to come out of that half-eaten pita that I threw in the trash at the 3M Open. Varesco is the name of the company that's doing it. Joe Burke is with us on CCO to talk more about it. Joe, this is really, really cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool stuff, right? I mean, taking food waste and turning it into renewable energy is pretty unique, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Your Varesco is in Turtle Lake, and how do you do it? How do you turn this? This is mostly the food trash, right? Like my half-eaten pita with steak on it is out in Wisconsin now.
It actually got to Wisconsin today, so it's out there. It's called anaerobic digestion, and it's a biological process that it breaks down the food and turns it into a form of methane gas, and it's called biogas. It's like a cow's stomach.
It's pretty amazing, and it goes right from your facility, kind of gets sent into Xcel Energy's power grid. Is that how it works?
It does. So the particular product from the 3M Open goes to our depackaging facility, right? Because that half-eaten piece of food that you threw away might have had a paper napkin around it or been in one of those boat trays.
I use napkins. So, yep, there is a napkin in there.
Yeah.
There is a boat tray. Yep, exactly.
Yep. So those are separated out from the actual food waste. And that food waste that goes into these huge tanks. We have about 5 million gallons worth of tankage on site. And that food waste, it's ground up and it goes into these tanks, and biology takes it and breaks it down and turns it into methane gas or biogas. And we run that through 2 big generators, and those generators are synced up to the Xcel Energy power grid right there in Turtle Lake, Wisconsin, and we put it right on the grid for Xcel Energy.
That's so cool. Joe Burke is the CEO of Varesco. And Joe, you guys are doing this for the 3M Open, but you're doing this for all sorts of breweries and grocery stores and food factories. This is all around the country, kind of with as cutting edge and state of the art as it gets in this area is what you guys are doing.
You're exactly right. We have a patented process around this. We worked for a number of years with our patent attorney and the USDA, and we take a bunch of food waste from cheese producers, from the 3M Open, and turn it into electricity.
I love it.
So we've taken feedstock from as far away as California, New Jersey, and Tennessee. But the vast majority of our feedstock is here in the upper Midwest.
It's pretty cool. Joe Burke, I hope you guys make a ton of money, and it makes me feel great that we're able to kind of close the loop a little bit and take some of this food waste, which is such a problem in our country, and do something good with it and make some electricity. Cool stuff.
Well, I appreciate that you appreciate that, Jason.
It is cool stuff. Joe Burke from Varesco. That is the lead. Page 2 is coming your way in just a couple of minutes. We will talk a little bit more about the federal prosecutor who has been targeting fraud in Minnesota. And which state fair is the best? Why am I so irritated by this story in the Pioneer Press, Iowa or Minnesota? We'll talk about that when we come back. Live at Target Field, Twins baseball here on CCO tonight.
This is Drive Time with DeRUSH Hour on News Talk 830 WCCO.
You have seen his face more and more. His arms are wide out. It is Lindahl time. Jason here for my friend Chris Lindahl. Okay, so why are you seeing more Lindahl? I asked him. I'm like, Chris, I just drove back from Nisswa. Why are you everywhere? And he told me that the reality is more and more people are saying yes to a guaranteed solution for selling your house fast. Now, a guaranteed cash offer helps people through all sorts of life situations. But when you ask them, why do you say yes? What is the appeal? The number one reason is speed. It is speed. If you want a fresh start in life, you do not need a house to hold you back. You don't have time to gamble on the open market with interest rates. Where are they? Are they up? Are they down? Are people going to flake when it comes time to closing or the inspection? Maybe you don't have time to do repairs or renovations or declutter. I know Chris. You know Chris. Chris helped me and my wife when we were looking at houses last year. You see him everywhere. When you think about Lindahl, you think about arms out and guarantee. He guarantees to get to the finish line in as fast as 2 days. That's right, 2 days. The time for a fast path to a fresh start is now. Get your guaranteed cash offer at chrislindahl.com.
Heading out for the weekend? Lucky you.
Don't forget to stop at Thielen Meats of Pierce for some melt-in-your-mouth moments.
High quality beef.
Fresh and smoked sausages and brats.
Home smoked bacon.
All natural chicken.
A great selection of fish and seafood.
Visit us at thielenmeats.com.
We've got the cuts that'll make your meal.
Call to order ahead and pick up on your way to the lake.
You'll be the hit of the party.
No meals complete without Thielen Meats of Pierce.
Chad back here with you. I want to talk about trust and peace of mind. We all need it, in particular in some areas, including your insurance. Maybe it's for your business, or maybe it's more traditional with your house and your car. For me, I have trusted Amber Scholl and Associates with American Family for, what are you guessing, 5 years, 10 years? No. My entire family, whether it's my father or my kids, with American Family, with Amber in particular, for 30 years. We dread something bad happening with our house, with a car accident, but we need people with expertise, with professionalism and availability, and that's what Amber and her team are all about. Reach out to them today. It's worth it. Trust me. 651-738-4811.
Grown-ups, aren't Sundays more fun without, can I have screen time? Can I have a snack? I don't want to go to Grandma's. It smells funny. And I'm bored. Bored is impossible on Kids Day at Target Field. The gate 34 lawn is turned into Bullseye's backyard. Kids' meals are half off. Kids 12 and under can run the bases after the game. And Grandma's invited too. Enjoy your weekend wind-up with Sunday Kids Days, presented by Target. Join in at twins.com/tickets.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH Hour.
I will agree with you. I think he is incredibly talented. He really brings it all.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
DeRUSH Hour News Headlines continues with page 2. And we start with the federal prosecutor who's been targeting fraud in Minnesota. Star Tribune with a profile of Joe Thompson, the acting U.S. attorney. We've had him on the show. Attorneys I've talked to have been quite impressed with him. So the Star Tribune with this Q&A, Dina Winter. Turns out Joe's an Osseo High School grad. He led the prosecution of the Feeding Our Future fraud, which former U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland called the nation's largest pandemic relief fraud scheme to result in charges. But he's really been going after this massive scheme in a state housing stabilization problem. You have heard him say, he was on with Chad saying that the amount of money lost is over $1 billion. If I were a Republican running for office, I would talk about fraud. And then I would talk some more about fraud. And then I would talk some more about fraud. Fraud. That would be my campaign. Because it's not good. Thompson worked at a Chicago law firm. What I find interesting about him is he's not, as far as I don't know what his politics are. He's not a Trump guy. He's not getting the permanent gig as U.S. attorney. But you know, he joined the U.S. Attorney's Office in Chicago, he said, the day Barack Obama was inaugurated as president, which he said, what a memorable day in Chicago and then in his life. But he did a lot of gang prosecutions, a lot of fraud cases at the U.S. Attorney's Office there. And then coming here has been pretty cool. Which state fair would you say is the best state fair? Is it Minnesota or is it Iowa? Sure, yeah. Our state fair is a great state fair. This to me is like, I'm unreasonably irritated at this story in the Twin Cities Pioneer Press. My friend Kathy Burden writes this story, and I'm like, well, finally. Kathy is not going to mamby-pamby around and equivocate. She is going to write a real story and make a real determination. And she laid out a lot of evidence. If you want to compare Iowa and Minnesota, it's not all vibes, right? So she said, so there were 3 former Des Moines Register employees who went out and did this thing last year. So she's had a year to think about how she was going to write a story that finishes saying, well, you know, whichever one you like the best is the best. Like, Kathy, come on. The headline says which one is truly best. And then the last paragraph of this story says, well, I don't know. Why did we bother? Why did we bother? This thing is so long. And then at the end, the verdict. Our resolve to name the best of the 2 state fairs melted like a butter sculpture on an asphalt parking lot in August. There's so much to love about Ease. Just delete your journalism card. This reminds me of a time in 2019 I asked Amy Klobuchar which state fair was better. And did she answer the question, Dan Cook? Do you think Amy Klobuchar, who at the time was running for president, would give me a straight answer on the WCCO morning news?
That would be no.
Hell no.
No.
This is easy. You are allowed to take a position on something that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You're not going to lose the Iowa primary if you say the Minnesota State Fair is better.
You're from here. It's fine. Our state fair is better. Iowa, you can suck it as far as I'm concerned. 5:31, that's the DeRUSH Hour News headlines. Which is in jeopardy of being canceled.
Quite clearly, yes.
That's fine. Dan Hayes, he's not a coward like Kathy is.
He'll tell it like it is.
Twins made a trade yesterday. Trade deadline is 2 days almost exactly from now.
Yep.
We'll talk to Dan about what the trade did in the clubhouse and a great win for the Twins yesterday in just a minute here on Drive Time.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Caught in traffic? Get caught up on the game. You're stuck on 494, but your heart's racing like you're behind home plate. You can't see the swing, but you know it's gone.
He swings and drives.
Deep to left field. Second home run of the day for Byron Buxton.
That's the magic of baseball on the radio.
Ground ball, hard hit, dive, stopped by Clemens. Again from his knees, retires DeRUSH.
Here, we don't just call the game. We drop you right into it.
High and deep to left. This one carrying to the bullpen. Ty France walks off the Royals.
Twins baseball on News Talk 830 WCCO.
You know that feeling when you're about to cut into a juicy steak and hope it tastes as perfect as it looks? Well, worry no more. The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether on the stove, top, oven, or grill. The probe is inserted into your food and connected wirelessly to an app. Once you select your desired doneness, the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill or the turkey out of the oven. It's that simple. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Looking for a dependable job with a great work-life balance? Join the team at Jefferson Lines. We're hiring professional CDL drivers to become part of our team of motor coach operators. Enjoy competitive pay, full health benefits, retirement benefits, travel perks, and more. We're already your #1 bus experience. Let us be your #1 work experience too. Visit jeffersonlines.com/careers and take the first step towards your future with Jefferson Lines today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus, offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are slow for Cedar Avenue southbound 494 heading down to Highway 13. Highway 62 jammed up both directions between basically Cedar and the Mendota Bridge. 35E northbound near Kellogg Boulevard. Crashes have been cleared out of the way, but it's still slow as move past Randolph. Southbound jammed up as well from 94 heading down to 494. 394 eastbound jammed up as moving from Park Place Boulevard to downtown Minneapolis. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason DeRUSH here. The Canopy Group represents 16 different insurance companies, not just one. They give you options. Each year, they'll review your program so you don't have to, making sure you get the best coverage at the best price. Do like I did. Go to thecanopygroup.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by the Canopy Group. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Mostly cloudy conditions tonight. We fall back to 70. We'll be mostly cloudy tomorrow with rain showers across southern Minnesota and poor air quality across mainly extreme northern Minnesota. 79, that's the high tomorrow, and not humid. It's going to feel nice. We get the sunshine back on Thursday, still no humidity, and it stays on the cool side with a high of 78.
Right now at Target Field, it's a little steamy, 86 degrees on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Well, we have kind of an emergency Dan Hayes visit here on this Tuesday afternoon. Dan usually joins us on Friday, but with all the trade deadline excitement or anticipation, we've asked if he would join us today, and he's with us here at Target Field. Good to see you, Dan.
Good to see you, too.
So let's start with the breaking news that really just happened within the last half hour or so about Byron Buxton.
Right. Byron Buxton is going on the IL for 10 days with left rib inflammation, and we already knew it probably on Saturday that this team was selling, but if you just needed another kind of nail in the coffin to say, this is the time, this is what they're going to do, this is it. Byron Buxton, unfortunately, hurt himself over the weekend, left the game Saturday or was it Friday?
Yeah.
All those days are mixed together at this point. But yeah, they hoped, and I think worst case scenario wise, he's in a better spot. Like this isn't a huge oblique injury, but clearly they weren't seeing enough of a response. They were pretty guarded about talking about it before, so I don't have a whole lot on it. But
they backdated it to when it happened.
Correct. But yeah, but we did not talk about it with the manager. We didn't talk about it with Byron. So I think we'll get a bit clearer picture on that tomorrow. But obviously, yet another setback for this team right at a time when they're determining whether or not to pull the plug.
Last night's victory was super exciting in, bottom of the ninth, walk-off kind of situation for the Twins. Classic. This is exactly what I predicted was going to happen yesterday, that, after struggling so much against pretty bad teams, that you play a decent team that's been playing well. And of course, the Twins now put on a really nice show yesterday.
I mean, it was pretty entertaining because the rains came.
Yes.
And the rains saved them because Jordan Hicks was warming up before the ninth inning, and he came out even after the 90-minute delay, and he was off. He hit two batters, and it fell apart. But you're right. I mean, look, they just played a terrible stretch against the Rockies, the Nationals, the Dodgers sandwich in between. But I think, they actually looked okay against the Dodgers, even though they lost 2 or 3. But to go 3-6 in that stretch just really sealed their fate. And we saw Chris Paddock get traded yesterday, and as Danny Coulombe said just an hour ago, that's when it got real. Like, we know this is now a thing. It's going to happen. So now we're in this mode where it's 48 hours right now, roughly 47 and a half until the deadline, and we will see quite a few trades.
This is really when it heats up. And I think the main question we've been wondering is, are these trades going to be with players who are going to become free agents anyway? So those are sort of the low stakes moves that you expect a team to do when they know they're sort of out of it.
Right. It's not. Look, the real question is, do they dig deep? Do they trade Joe Ryan or Griffin Jacks or Yohan Duran?
Those would be the moves that would make you say, like, whoa.
Right. That's a different step. When you have 6 free agents, the likelihood those guys are coming back, you'd love to bring a few of them back. You'd love to extend Willie Castro. You would love to extend Danny Coulombe, keep them around. It's not going to happen, especially with payroll probably being tight. There's a group.
Well, you could still go get them if you wanted to.
You could, but there's a group of arbitration-eligible players. Yeah. It's 11 deep, and they're getting more expensive. It's going to reduce the amount of payroll flexibility that they have next year. So, I think they'd love to keep those guys, but it's not going to happen. So get the value you can while you can, because these are usable pieces. Teams are lining up to talk. Harrison Bader is a popular player. Willie Castro is a popular player.
And Bader's been a good pickup, I think. If you want to look at like the moves that the front office has made, to me, Bader is a move where you're like, you know what?
The bat doesn't blow you away.
No.
But the defense has, and the bat has been very
good enough.
It's been really solid.
Yeah.
And I think when you consider all those things, a team that's looking for a right-handed bat for their outfield who also can play center left, like that's very valuable. So none of these guys are going to bring them a ton in return. They got the number 14 prospect from the Tigers for Paddock last night. Also, they were able to attach Randy Dobnak.
Not the number 14 prospect overall. The number 14
Tigers
in that organization.
Right. But it's still there was a Dodgers scout who I talked to yesterday who had just been to Florida, and he said, this is a real prospect. He's a good player. So there's a chance there. And it's,
I saw some grades on that trade, and it was like,
the grades are. Yeah, I love a grade. I'm just gonna be honest.
You don't like a grade?
No, I'm just gonna be honest. Our guys are very good at what they do, but we're all just guessing. Okay, look, the grades are nice, and I think.
No, I took this to the bank. Steven Nesbitt.
Nez is the best.
Nez said the Tigers got a B, the Twins got a B plus.
And you know what? I think the Twins,
maybe
the front
true.
Office,
I don't know.
Derek Falvey probably gets a few extra points because he saved $4.6 million with that.
That's
and
right.
Going back to right sizing the payroll.
That's a B plus for sure.
Like, things are going well. Derek Falvey got a little attaboy to this morning that he got Randy Dobnak in that trade.
Dan Hayes is with us. You wrote what I thought was really an interesting story inside the clubhouse, because when you had the first trade go down, there's it's just a bunch of idiots like us before that saying like, are they going to be sellers? They probably should be sellers. But you wrote really about what the reaction was.
Right.
It's pretty emotional.
It is. And I didn't even do the stuff post game. Deshaun Kersey laid it out last night because it was midnight. I don't know if you guys saw that 90-minute wonderfully timed rain delay.
Yeah.
We love rain delays in the press box.
Oh, yeah. Especially a nice late one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I didn't add in the Deshaun Kersey quote, but he said when he hit the opposite field home run, he got back. He said there were two things on that play. One, Christian Vasquez didn't think it was going to be a home run, and you could see him running back towards first base in case the ball got caught. And Vasquez had to stop him and say, don't run past me. Don't run past me. And then he said the other thing that stood out to him about that play was when he got back to the dugout, Chris Paddock's usually the one with the home run helmet for the guys. He brought out the helmet. Everybody's seen it this year. Paddock played a big role in the clubhouse. Guys love him. He's a very charismatic player. He cares about his teammates. I think all the stuff he's been through makes him kind of, he's aware of what everybody else is going through. And when you have a veteran who's making $7.5 million, who cares about you, and you're Deshaun Kersey, and you're just trying to make your way in the majors, that's a big deal. And so, it's a very difficult time. Ryan Jeffers just got back today after being gone for 2 days for the birth of his child. And he said, we're just wondering how deep they go down the rabbit hole at this point. So, guys all know this is coming. Willie Castro wants to stay. Willie Castro told us in Colorado he'd be sad if he got traded, but it's going to happen. They all know it now, too.
The lineup is up for tonight. We'll talk about the Twins lineup and what they're doing with, sort of a pitching shortage that they have because of the trade they made. We'll have that conversation with Dan Hayes in just a minute here from Target Field on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, let's talk about Livia Weight Control Centers. It's Jason here, and Livia's decided to extend Livia Days. I don't know how long, but I know it's not going to last forever. This is the best offer of the deal at Livia, best offer of the year. Now, what is my story. I lost 45 pounds with the help of Livia Weight Control Centers. I started in the summer. I reached my goal by Christmas. And here I am 2.5 years later, and I've kept every pound off. How did I do it? Livia works. I did it because I needed to ask for help. That's the biggest thing when you're like, man, I can't do it myself. I knew to ask for Livia because they've been doing this for 15 years. run by awesome people, and I needed the accountability. If you join right now, Livia is giving you 50% off their summer nutrition program. Buy 2 months of same-day medical weight loss injections. You're getting the third month free. Livia has won the gold 5 years in a row, Minnesota's best. I've been telling you that for a long time, so who cares what the voters say? I told you they're the best. They are. It's your summer. No sacrifices, just results at Livia. Get to livia.com, livea.com, or call 855. Go Livia.
Sometimes you just need a good sandwich, And other times you want a soothing soup to go along with that sandwich. That's where Herbert and Gerbert's comes in. Bread made daily, fresh ingredients, always. And let's not forget a selection of hearty soups, chili, and mac and cheese. Try our take on the Flash, an Italian classic, or go full hipster with the Narmer's avocado and turkey. Get your sandwich fixed with all the fixings. Order online at herbertandgerberts.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
When you're in pain, you need the Good Feet store. Do not waste another minute suffering from foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call for the Good Feet store for your no-obligation custom fitting. You will immediately feel the difference.
I walked right into the Good Feet store and I tried the Good Feet Arch Support System, and my hip pain is gone, went away.
The Good Feet Arch Support System are designed to put your foot in the most ideal position, redistributing the body weight more evenly, helping to relieve pain and stress in the body.
That nagging pain in my lower back, gone instantly thanks to the Good Feet supports.
Good Feet store has over 350 styles and sizes to relieve your pain. Call for your personal fitting.
And I have never had a problem since. I can walk in heels again, and it's great.
Call 855-554-3338. Step into pain relief.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade.
Dana Carvey.
Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
212 jammed up both directions between Mitchell Road and 494. North 494 got the slowdowns there. Highway 7 heading up to County Road 6, where it looks like we have a possible crash working there. If you're going to be traveling 394 eastbound, that's plugged up and moving with 100 into Minneapolis. South 35W slows past Hennepin Avenue to Washington. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Auto Owners is local, personal, and affordable. That's simple human sense.
Ask Miller Hartwig Insurance in Lakeville if auto owners make sense for you.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, the weather is brought to you by Miller Hartwig in Lakeville, proudly representing auto owners insurance. Tonight, the low is 70. Tomorrow, decent, 79. It's going to be a pretty good week, other than the air quality alert that is in effect through the weekend. We cannot catch a break. Right now, it is 86 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRUSH.
Part of my problem with the man is that there is no self-deprecation. There is no sense of humor.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Let's take the current temp of your Minnesota Twins. Brought to you by Chef IQ Sense. Get your wireless meat thermometer now at chefiq.com.
All right, Dan, I know you love taking the temp of the Twins. It is, I mean, yesterday's win was nice. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. But
But
what's below lukewarm and not in between lukewarm and raw?
Yeah.
What do we got? What's
mellow?
We're like, it's like a cold plunge bath temperature
There you go.
right now. We're not frozen, but we're in a cold plunge.
We are. It's that crazy time of year too.
Yeah.
No sleep, waking up, check your text, put your head back down for 20 minutes, wake up again,
check again.
I literally set my alarm starting at 7 in the morning every half hour, and I'm not a morning guy, especially you get out here at midnight. So like till 9 o'clock, I'm kind of comatose.
Talk to me a little bit about how the trade situation happens, because we know the trade deadline is Thursday at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Central. Correct.
So could a player be traded right now, like an hour and a half before first pitch?
That was the thing. Last night, I think people were speculating that Harrison Bader was out of the lineup because he might be traded, but that was just a line issue. There, Rocco is still going to try and win games.
Right,
Like
right.
they might be selling, but they're going to win with what they have or try to win. And so he was going for a matchup there, and Bader came in later as a pinch hitter, and that's how it goes. But it's where Hug Watch comes in. Guys will be in the lineup. The most absurd thing I've ever seen was in 2011, Ubaldo Jimenez was going to start a game for the Rockies. Cleveland wanted him. The two teams were trying to jostle for position to the point where the Rockies sent him out and started him. He gave up 6 runs in the first inning. He was told before the game he probably wasn't going to start. So he goes out and he's like kind of just half winging it in the bullpen. He's not even going full bore. And he had the worst first inning of his career. Everybody knew it because Twitter was a thing. And people are like reacting to, I can't believe he's out there. And like this stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's all in real time. Derek Falvey, Jeremy Zoll, Daniel Adler, Sean Johnson, all those guys are up there texting, talking to people, gauging interest in their players.
I wonder if they're like encrypted, are they doing it on Signal like our like our federal government does war plans now? I bet they are.
They have to, right? I mean, you got to try and protect
And
your
you don't want
text.
somebody like sharing your text and you're in trouble or whatever. But
Exactly. And I think there's a like Slack so that everybody in the organization can talk to each other and let each other know kind of what's going on. The same way our work organizations work. It's like, hey, these guys are calling, I'll take this, that kind of stuff. Like that's just how it kind of goes. I think that it's a very fluid situation at all times, and it's interesting for sure.
the lineup just came out, and the pitcher for tonight is something called an OL, OHL. What is this? What has happened?
Pearson Ole. Yeah, he's one of the guys they've just now put on there. I think he got drafted in 2021. I'm totally winging it because honestly, I spent very little time on this. But he is one of the guys that they have put on this plan this year where it's every 4 days he pitches about 3 innings, 65 pitches. Travis Adams, very similar. I don't know anything more about it right now. I think Bailey overpitches tomorrow to fill the second TBA. We have not heard that officially, but he's in the clubhouse and
we saw him throwing out here a little earlier.
He's pretty confident that he is ready to be back after 2 rehab starts. But, they're sitting here with 2 spots in the rotation right now after Paddock, who they will face potentially twice in the next 2 weeks.
It's kind of interesting, right? What year did you guess Pearson Ole was drafted?
2021.
Nailed it.
Like 14th round, 13th
Correct.
round?
14th round.
Grand Canyon University.
Correct.
I know that because I have a friend from there. But
that's very impressive. He's 25 years old. Why not? Let's go.
I mean,
welcome
see a
to the
couple of these
show.
guys.
What do you got?
Right. And on the position side, when Bader and Castro go, we'll see possibly Luke Keeschel, Austin Martin, especially with Buxton out. So those will be more familiar. The pitching side could get interesting because a lot of guys have been hurt this year.
It's going to be an interesting 48 hours or so for these
I won't get
players.
any sleep. I will continue to – it'll be weird. I just wanted to – my favorite all-time deadline story, 2021, I'm doing a radio hit with Roger Lodge.
Roger Lodge.
Anybody's seen Blind Date? That's Roger Lodge. He's the Angels pre and post game host, and Nelson Cruz gets traded, and we're about to go on the air, and he knows I want to run, and he says in the first second, he's like, Dan, hey, it's so wonderful. I know you feel like you got to go because of the Nelson Cruz trade, but such a generous guy to stay on the air with me. And he held me to it.
And he made you sit there and do it.
Blind Date was entertaining enough. I felt like I owe Roger Lodge a little bit. So,
he's like a sports host now, right?
Yes.
So there you go. All right, very good. Dan, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks.
You can read him at theathletic.com. Sometimes it's in the New York Times, but you can get the app and the whole deal from Dan Hayes. Pregame starts in just a couple of minutes. We got a pretty good crowd here. All of the princesses and the royalty from small town Minnesota, they're walking all over the field right now. So pretty fun stuff. Pregame here, first pitch in 40 minutes. We'll be back in studio tomorrow.
Hey, sports fans, Postman Law delivers. We've recovered over